news, we are all gearing up for the 2027 election. Somebody will say, now election with a chop. Well, it is what it is. The Nigerian democratic system is quite different from what is obtainable in other, even some African countries. Let's not even go to Europe. Some other African countries have moved. They have moved on in some areas. Some are still battling with the issue of their own democratic system where, of course, the military have taken over and all that. But that's not what we're praying for our dear nation. And that's why we'll keep on speaking to the conscience of those who God has given the opportunity to be in one office or the other. I'll keep on saying this, and if this can stick to your heart, please take it. Anytime you get into any office, it is an opportunity God has given to you. Oh, you might say, oh, they pushed themselves. They selected themselves. Well, for God to allow it, maybe God is also thinking that, okay, when they get there, they will look at it and say, I am presiding over human beings, so at least let me do some things now. Even if, in quote, they were not expecting me to do anything, but at least let me do some things. But the reverse is the case. So it's by choice. Anybody who gets into any office and decides to perform poorly is his choice. Anybody who also gets into office and decides to perform well is his choice. Nothing is tying the hand of any human being. There's nothing. God has given all of us equal opportunities to express ourselves. So when you get into office, whether by appointment as VC or whatever, we're not just talking about elected positions now, and you decide to be oppressive, you decide to loot, you decide to not just to do anything good, it is your choice. So don't blame anybody. Don't blame anybody. It is your choice. If you also decide to perform well, it is your choice, because God has given all of us the power of choice. God will not come and force you that you must do road, you must make the company better, you must make the organization better, you must make the school better. No, it is your choice. Now, INEC has released timetable for Nigeria's 2027 general elections. And of course, they always prepare very early. The last elections in 2023, INEC went on air severally. They talked about some of the steps they've taken. They also prepared like this. Some of the steps they've taken to ensure that, even if it's not 100%, but at least a reasonable extent of acceptance. You know, when we're doing experiments in school, there is no way you will finish an experiment, especially a chemistry experiment, that you will not have some form of impurities, even physics experiment. When we're talking about semiconductors and all that, infusion of metals and elements to form a particular substance, you must have some level of impurities. But there are level of impurities that are negligible. You can neglect it. That's what shows the imperfection of humans. We are all pushing towards perfection, but you cannot be perfect 100%, right? Now, there are certain level of impurities that are negligible, that you can just say, okay, we can accept it as perfect. But there are certain level of impurities you will have in the metal that will not be accepted. You have to do the experiment again and again to get to a certain level of acceptance. Now, when people say no country is perfect, no election is perfect, we totally agree. The question is, what is the level of imperfection? If someone performs 20%, would you say, yes, he's not perfect, let us accept it? If he performs 40%, which is it a D or an E, will you accept it? If the person has 50, which is a C, you can say, okay, but there's another level, isn't it? Another level is 65, B. There's another level, 70, 75, which is an A. And there's another level, still A, but it's 80%. There's another level, 90%. So why are we not pushing towards, that end, pushing towards 60, 70, 80, 90, 93, 94? Why are we not pushing towards that end? So when you talk about imperfection, no election is perfect around the globe, even the US election. It is true. Even the South African election, it is true. Goodluck Jonathan said something when he was in South Africa, that if we have a level of some form of credible elections, that so many people will not be going to court. Because even the loser will know that truly, this man won. Let me try again. I hosted a lawyer, Dr. Innocent. He shared some revelations, how the Electoral Act some people, not mistakenly, deliberately infused some landmines so that it will be difficult for losers of elections to even get victory at the court. Mr. Emmanuel, can you imagine that kind of thing? He now said that is the reason why after elections they will tell you go to court.
Yes.
That they deliberately infused some landmines in the electoral act. I think these are people who want this country to be better. We saw the last issue about real-time electronic transmission. And people you expect who, in quotes, say they want Nigeria to exist, they want Nigeria to move forward, are telling you that there's no network in the village. So if there's no network, is it not for you to fast-track measures to put network in the village? What will it take, even if it's to bring Elon Musk to go and put the network? But you are giving excuses that there's no network, hence we cannot. How do you say we cannot when in global other countries they are even thinking about what you might call the impossible, which in turn, if they give it time and they work towards it, it will be possible, because there's nothing that is impossible except creation of human being and raising from the dead, which is exclusive to the supreme being.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that has to do with technology, it is possible. Planes were not flying before.
Of course.
So two brothers came and said, plane can fly. Even their father doubted them and said, no, it's not possible. Are we not flying today? We are flying. What about the submarine? It was impossible before. Is it not possible today? So why is it that we want to be going backward? We keep on saying, no, it's not possible to do this. It's not possible to do this. Now, election timetable is here. Saturday, February 20, 2027 is for presidential and National Assembly elections. Now, this is since they have not passed the Electoral Act, because I think the amendment bill in the Electoral Act, they are trying to work out a system where elections will hold maybe from November.
Yeah.
So if that is passed, it means this might not hold again. But for now, INEC is preparing ahead. If at the end of the day that part of the amendment bill is not passed into law, but if it passes into law, then INEC will have to work on, rescheduling the dates before time. February 20, 2027 for presidential and National Assembly elections. 2 weeks after, March 6, 2027, on the Saturday, we have State House of Assembly and governorship elections. Political party activities, campaigns for presidential and National Assembly will run from November 18 to 2026 to February 19, 2027. Campaigns for governorship and state assembly elections will commence on December 15, 2026 and end of March 5, 2027. Exactly 24 hours before the respective election date. So 24 hours before election campaign stops. Even though we have seen what you might call pseudo campaigns by those in power, and INEC has been quiet. We don't know why INEC is quiet. Or is it that INEC is saying these are not campaigns? But like Emmanuel Dukwe will say, that he went to school, he can read black and white, he also has sense. So if he can reason that this thing is A, and you are coming to tell him that it's B, he will now be wondering.
I will not even accept that.
Oh, A is A anywhere in the world.
Yes.
B is B anywhere in the world. So why would you come and say A is B? So all that has been happening and what those in power have been doing, even when they are on national television, they will tell you, Mr. President will win. Mr. President, is that not pseudo campaign? Including some of the rallies that those in power have been doing, including the ones that happened in River State. Won't you call that a form of pseudo campaign? But let's leave that. So INEC is saying officially campaigns. Then you talk about CVR, continuous voter registration. They said it will start in April 2026 and conclude in January 2027. So you can go and do your registration. This year I've decided I will not, before the 2023 election, I was preaching, I was shouting, I was, shouting, go and get your people, go and vote, When they finished elections, they warned me. Someone warned me directly on air. He said, Maxwell, stop that nonsense. If you try it, so I'm not going to try it again. Let me obey you. If you want to vote, if you don't want, it's your that's why I say everything is by choice. If I like afang soup, you might like draw soup. This one I like melon. This one I like open salad. This one I like. So I will not force anybody to eat my kind of soup. Never. Political parties are expected to conduct their primaries between July 1 and September 30, 2026. Now, they must submit their list of candidates to the Commission between October 1 and October 31, 2026. The final list of candidates will be published on November 15, 2026, so that we now know. We hope that all this follows through. But, Mr. Manuel, INEC will always prepare early. I mean, any man who prepares early for an exam there are possibilities that, all things being equal, if death does not come, or sickness, which are natural events, or he probably a situation happened that he couldn't find his way to the exam hall, and he gets to the exam hall and writes the exam, no obstruction, that he will pass because of his level of preparation.
Yeah.
All this preparation by INEC, what everybody wants is result. You played fantastic football. Your passes are accurate, fantastic. But at the end of the day, you're going home with 3 kondo. What is the essence of the fantastic football you played? Every coach wants his team to win.
Yeah.
Whether you play fantastic football or not, the person who will get the cup is the one who scored the goals.
Simple.
So they played, in fact, the ball possession was 90 to 10%. But the guys who had 10% ball possession knock you 6 kondo. Who will take the cup? Will they say because you played very well, we will hand over the cup to you? No way. These are the preparations. They have also talked about 800 and something billion. The last one was 450 or thereabout.
I think
for something. So that's double, almost double now.
Yes.
So, and the Senate is saying, yes, you have to fast track, give them the money so that if you see this one now, they have to fast track.
Yes.
But network, they will not fast
No,
track.
they won't fast track that. That one is a glaring levity. They are just leaving the whole thing like that.
So, with all these preparations, Mr. Emmanuel Nduke, are we going to get reasonable result, even if it's 1-0, so I can carry the cup home?
Well, Maxwell, thank you very much for that particular analysis of what has been transpiring within the INEC circle in preparation to conducting elections in this country. Quite frankly, I think we've not had issues with INEC preparation. They will always prepare, and of course in advance. I think the only time I've witnessed, except otherwise I have forgotten in time past, was good luck when election has to be postponed. But that was security level. It was circumstances not easy that made that possible. And later on time, on schedule, it was it ended, the postponement ended as scheduled, and then still went into election. But Maxwell, like I said, there hadn't been any problem with any preparation. You know, sometimes, let me deviate a little in explaining this. Sometimes with both from President Tinubu, who I look at and I call as a politician-in-chief of the country. Now, they will come out and tell you that governors are receiving more funds. And as I said, in clear terms, there's no doubt about it. The governors were receiving 50 billion, for instance, and they're receiving 100 billion. They're receiving more money. No doubt about that. But the money so received, that is a bigger. Is it also worth the value of the last one in the past? The answer is no. You saw that, I think, for something, whether 4.5, I can't remember exactly what it was for INEC the other time. But this is up 800, more than double or so. Now, let's see the place that is just double. Does it not showcase the thing I have been saying, that the monies lack value now? That's why everything is going to the roof. Ordinarily, you don't need to budget up to this for INEC to come and then run election. No. But look at it. Because anything you are going to press, they will tell you is a billion. Instead of what to look at how to, because a nation that positions itself on a sound footing, instead of us to look at how to, about these exchange rates and all the rest of it, to tweak them to meet real standard that it will attract value. And also infuse productivity in our system. We are just there sharing. Like I was it a matter of who brought in the bottle government of the bottle system. That's what we depend on. We go to Abuja, each state will draw its own milk and come back simple. And we don't do anything that will make us a productive nation. Any car they produce abroad will buy. And the day is spoils and there are no mechanics, it ends they may be on the road or wherever. So why is it that we are not looking at how to make our economy viable by way of looking at our currencies to have a standard value?
And that can only be done through production.
Of course not. Now see, when INEC has come out and has quoted what they need, do you blame them even if they will go up to $1 trillion? You don't blame them. Things are very rough in this country. Everything is going high in price and all. Don't you see how they're giving us electricity tariff and all the rest of it? They are hiking everything. Now, INEC, because I am one person who nobody can cheat, when they are saying this election was the fairest and freest, I tell them no, none has been. None, absolutely. Even the one won by Moshood Abiola in 1993 wasn't the freest and clearest election. No. What made it? What happened to just and all the rest of the places they wait for primaries and all that? Is it not? These are obstructions to the freeness and maybe credibility of election. So for me, Maxwell, without wasting much time on this issue of timetable. Because it's not timetable that has been a problem. Anytime INEC that has decided with that responsibility of coming up with every election, once they release the timetable, it's always been followed. The problem is that in the end, the election they will conduct, will it have a global acclaim? You remember in 2023, they released their timetable, and they didn't make advancements in their propaganda and all the rest of them. That the beavers, as a matter of fact, it was as if beavers were sent from heaven. But in the end, we can see how beavers everything. We can see that. What was the essence? They shout about the beavers now that they did prove to be right. Now, after the election, a lot of people came as observers. Did the observers agree that the election they used their eyes and observed and followed tremendously within the shores of this country was very transparent? The answer is no. Anybody that says this, yes, should give a counter response when the phone lines are open. Most of the observers says no to what they watched and what they observed. With their bribe, I don't know how you can go and bribe somebody who has money more than you. That's the issue. So INEC has come out, very well commended. Now, are you going to do a different thing from what was done in 2023? I am saying that the president now, Bola Tinubu, I watched him, I was not told, when on television, national television, when he said that he know that none of you voted him, or most of you did not vote him. I think I'm asking.
Was that an acceptance of the fact that... So how did he now get the result?
That is the issue. I said, Mr. President-elect, you shouldn't have said that now. But he said it, and remained said up till today, and will continue said until another election will be conducted, and possibly he may win again. You see, what I'm saying is, INEC, are you going to trade on a path that will get different and that will raise up the credibility of this election? Or will it be the same that election observers will come, if they were 23, for instance, 20 will pull out and say, no, the auditing we observed in Nigerian election is not anything to write home about. So, if INEC has come up, Maxwell, I am one person who has lost faith in what is done in this country because of the way the managers of this country have been. So, if they will do differently, now I do not want to listen to they say, that Moffitt has been appointed, he's this and that. When Mahmoud came, it was like he was sent from heaven. And a little after his being sent from heaven, beavers was also thrown from heaven to us. And look at how everything, midwife by Mahmoud, happened. Is our people going to be different? We are yet to say, because I'm a human, I can't say it won't be different, because the only permanent thing in life is change.
All right, so feel free to join the conversation. All the preparations, early preparations, because if a man does not prepare early, there are chances that you might say, oh, the reason why we didn't have a credible election is because of late preparation of INEC. But INEC has always prepared early. And before 2023, it was like a sing-song. They were going round, we will do this, we will do that, it will be the game changer, nothing will happen, everybody calm down, let your mind, let your heart not be troubled. What was meant was for them to be quoting scriptures for us. They went to Chatham House. They were, I think, what's his name? Was always on television. It's like a daily affair. Don't worry, let not your heart be troubled. I go to my father to prepare a place for you. There are many mansions. It's like, what do you want me to say? When for those who have different faiths, everybody believes in one thing or the other, right?
Yeah.
So if what you believe in, they promise you this is what you will get if you follow this path. People hold sway to that. They hold so strong,
of course,
to that. So people help INEC based on their words, and words are power.
Yeah.
It is better for you not to promise what you cannot do than for you to promise. And one of the people that you don't promise is children. If you know you're not going to do it,
yes.
Don't tell a child, I will buy a bicycle for you. Don't say that. That child will keep on reminding you.
Even in a conference of that,
the child will remind you, Daddy, you not brought that bicycle. So don't tell the child, I'm going to buy a bicycle for you until you have the money. In fact, you buy the bicycle because you might even have the money, and before you know it, another issue will come up.
Yeah.
Use that money for bicycle to go and sort out another issue. So it's better for you to even buy it and say, Junior, I've bought you a bicycle. I promised everything. Monies were released to them so early, so they had no excuse. But I don't know. For you, was that election credible? For the 2027 election, early preparations again. This is just February, right? Yeah. And INEC has rolled out timetable. They have told everybody, this is how you do your thing, this is how you do your thing. We don't want any excuses. Finally, sub-candidates publish it on November 15. What that means is that if any party still has, they are still having issues, internal issues, and they fail to submit the candidate as early as the time, what happens is that INEC will not take the name of that candidate. Is that not so?
That's true.
So if INEC will disqualify somebody because the person did not do something well, right? Did not meet the deadline.
Yeah.
Why should we also accept INEC's result? If after the money is pumped in, early preparations, spiritually people are praying for them to succeed, and then they fail to succeed, why should we accept that kind of result? But do you think it will be a separate game this period, the 2027 election? Are we going to have something different with this early preparation? And I'm sure political parties will start putting their houses together so that they can meet, so that you will not say, oh, it's because I submitted it, that's why my candidates are not on the ballot. Please run the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Marshall and our guy, good morning. Regional.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Marshall, if I have my way to maybe advise Nigerians or to influence Nigerians, I would gladly tell Nigerians not to come and vote and do anything voting, so that the political class will end up going to appoint themselves into the various positions. Because election in Nigeria is a deceit. It's a deceit. Even though you come out to vote, they use their figure to make up and claim that you voted. We know that the vote never comes. And even though now that they are protesting that the constitution of the election should be electronically submitted, even if it's done 100%, the election will not also count as an answer because of the country Nigeria we find ourselves. You know what happened in 2023 that we are talking about the beavers and all the fantastic things that Mahmoud had promised Nigerians. Does this work? It didn't work. So what makes you feel that this one will work, even though they say elections should be...
But things change. You don't use yesterday to judge today's character.
Which character do you think we will have within the Nigerian system when it comes to the issue of election? Are we going to have our Christ Jesus to come down to conduct election in Nigeria? Yeah, and even though it happened, with the capital of our Nigeria, do you think it will work? It will not work. So I will gladly ask Nigerians, stay on your own. They know how to do that thing, so that they should end up doing that thing the way they do it. If you even save us money, Nigerians, don't spend this money, this amount of money that INEC is about using. Don't spend it.
Thank you.
Appoint whoever the amount of points that we
Thank you, Reginald. Thank you. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Kenny.
Maxwell. Good morning.
Sorry, Master. My name is Andy, and I'm calling you from Mosman.
Thank you, sir.
Master, I'll beg of you, please. In as much as yes, everybody has his own opinion. I would like to indulge you, to tell you that anybody who will not promote telling Nigerians to come and vote on that is an enemy to the state of Nigeria.
No, it's a choice. It's a choice.
It's not a choice. No matter what it's not a choice, because you don't begin to tell people, hey, don't vote. It will not count.
So just give us one comment.
My view is, for example, if you do a business, if you're a man and you do a business and the business fails, you go into another one and it's good. You stop the business for your future and your family in the future. So what I'm saying is, yes, we have made mistakes in the electoral act, in elections in the past, but we should continue. We should continue. We should continue. It's not something somebody will come and say, don't vote or it will not count. It will count. Even if it does not count, let us continue to make that mistake. One day, we will get it. So my own opinion is, please, yes, we have been agitating, we have been talking. Who will believe that your station is cutting across so many persons in Nigeria that are hearing? We are hearing you. We continue to agitate. Even if the federal government and people who are in the House of Representatives are not taking us serious. But I want to tell everybody, yes, they have brought out issues. They don't have any excuse because they know that you can only tell a blind man that there is no oil in the soup. But when it comes to pepper, the blind man will tell you, I think so they don't have any excuse to tell us. They tell us that there are no network. People are having things that you do. I want to also ask them, go and take time and listen to people and anything that has to do with finding out how network work. That's why there is no area in the world, there is no area in the community of any state that you don't have network. There is a particular point that you can look for where the network is. There is a particular point in any community in the world. There must be network.
Thanks,
so saying that they have to help us bringing that money, huge amount of money. Starting early. If we do this election, if we are ready, after that, all it is enough to put infrastructure that can help the future. When it comes to election. So what we're saying is we continue to pray and let everybody come to come out. One day we get it right. Thank you very much.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Robin Matter.
And greetings to guy, man. Happy to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Robin Maja.
Yes, and all the servants of the Valentine wishes to us.
to all Nigerians listening to me. Look, you ask a question, and the topic they were discussing is centered on the timetable released by INEC. According to you, you use the word pseudo campaign. That is your word. But for me, as a manager, the ruling party led by Mr. President started campaign 3 years ago. And that's PPT. The SPC campaign are taught on the local government area. What is the meaning of campaign? Help us if I drop and read the ministers. We're not that. I'm poor and hungry. The way they have tried to keep me and most Nigerians. But we have sense, just like okay, Matthew preaching. That the campaign, 27, call to 27, but people will return. I'm going to deliver him. Let's do deliver. These people are away. And the National Assembly, AMDOS, they are fed to murder democracy by playing to the gallery. With the Bavato artists in Accra, they say to have the transfer of electronic results. Results, basically. But however, those who have the right to vote, they can always have their way, but not the time. You can fool some people, you cannot fool them all the time. A government will come and the country will collapse on their head. Good morning, All
right, thank you. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
No.
Good morning, my brother.
You see, at this point, I never expected us to be even talking about timetable or no timetable. What they are going to be talking about is the lesser, this is as they pass it into law. So transmit the election electronically as they pass it into law. That is what we should be talking about with the real Nigerians. This one that they are discussing at all is for the people that are already in power, that want to come back to power, that want to remain in power. We that is not in power, that knows what they are trying to do. We should be talking of how we make sure that the party is into law, that we can win the election economically. For that not to also bring them back into power, the same way they did it in 2023. That is what I'm going to talk about. There is no way that they will use this as part of election and conduct election in Nigeria and call it an election. Look at 830 billion. That's what is going there. You will not tell me that they cannot use that money even without anything. ML is supposed to use that money to give us a credible election. We have the money to do it. Why are they scared of giving us a credible and fair election? Why? It's because they know that they are not fit for the job. They are not capable. They have not done anything for the job. So we should not be talking about election. All Nigerians, everybody should come and let us start protesting. People on election, they don't give us that thing. For election, we continue protesting. Let them be doing that. What will be protesting? Let them go with it. They are not part of the election. Nigerians are not part of the election. It's just them and their children and their few supporters that they have. We cannot be talking about election now.
Thank you, Noel.
Thank
you, sir. All right, sir. Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Master.
Yes, please.
And the game, I greet everybody on the Chris. Let me talk about this. How many times something happened to you before you learn? Where I come from, we don't even allow it to happen. We do what happened to Weke or Bori to learn. If anybody are telling me to come out again to vote, I have putting you close to me here. If I have not learned what is going on there, when you be voting, the chamo body will hang on the window. Buying after the chamo will come and buy the soup and buy the more for the security personnel them ready to carry the ballot box once the last person vote finish. So you want me to still come out to vote until what we should come up for is for them to make this electronic voting. So, Maxwell, you cannot rig this year program. Nobody can rig this year program to know how many people that come on this show today. I have it here. If you ask me to bring, I will bring. If what is in your own system is not how many people that participate in this program today, something is wrong. So without this electronic vote, anybody that is going out there to vote, when you finish voting, the chamo boys will carry your vote and they go to any applicable building and start doing something and change their vote. You want to continue? Don't vote if you don't vote is by choice. Let them do the electronics by vote, by this, not this kind of vote. Chamo will hang on the window to carry your vote.
Thank you. Good morning, go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, Wellington.
Okay, Manuel. Good morning, sir.
Wellington, good morning.
They will get and vote. Okay, let me ask the INEC chairman. You are which company in charge in terms of network and internet supply to that area? How many vision that has been marked for that company? Sometimes they talk to Nigeria and don't know. And he is saying, I was not thinking, he is saying that they should hand over the money to him. They should not buy the money in election. Which means people in the committee that want to release the money knew that they have a share. Inside that money, and they also have a share. And the Minister of Finance will release the money in both for him. I got to visit. I don't know where the people put board, manual and electric. You cannot do system, put in a local election. I say in your community, if the area to say this is what we are going, you can't afford. Sometimes the people not get harassing him.
Thank you, sir.
System of an election, is this one? No, it's the one way they want to get the, or this is the most important part of the election.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other system?
Thank you.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Yes, good morning.
Hello, of the people.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am a teacher.
Yes, sir.
One of the people. You see, when you decide the first time, come back the second time, the third time, now your fault. You don't look where it does. All of us are here in 2025, and we saw what happened. But not be small children now. After, I remember how much they spent in the 2020 election, 300 and something billion.
For something billion.
Right? Okay. And they convinced us that because of the VAT and whatever, that money is justifiable. And after much, what happened? They told us that glitches happened. And they are getting this budget now, almost 1 trillion naira. What for? So for me, I decided that after going to the election, except they do it the way I do my own transaction on my phone, that I will give my heart and vote to anybody I want to go to stand on my phone. I will never go to any place and stand on the phone. Then I'm voting for anybody. This is what I think all of us cannot be deceived at the same time.
Why not try this time and see the result?
Okay, it will not work. It will not work. It will not work. Let's not watch and see. I will know because I will be what are the worldly people that are going to vote. Let us see good. It will not work. So let them do the right thing. We cannot be deceived at every time. You can deceive some people, not a man like me. You know what I mean? So for Nigeria against this way, it will not work. Thank you, sir. Master, please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please, I'd like to meet this man, Honorable Kiso, please, try and connect me with him.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, one of these days. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Maxwell. Peter in my name. Anybody who is crying that the electronic system will not work is only deceiving Nigerians. I think I am in my bedroom now, and I am talking to you. Is it not the same network? You go to, when you look, just go out and you see POS girls all over the place. The POS machine is not far from the dealer's machine. In 2023, those machines, there was nothing wrong with those machines. The results were pouring in. As the results started pouring in, the next thing the ruling government of APC did was to shut down the system.
No, you don't have proof to that.
All the machines.
You don't have proof to that, sir.
I have proof. I have.
Okay, until you bring the proof now.
They demobilized them. Even
Maybe you can say allegedly until you bring the proof.
Allegedly. One of the experts who were trained, they were the people they sent for training on these device machines. They came back to come and train others. The man was just telling us, he said, hey, in confidence, he told me that they have shut down the system. And that is why these machines are no longer working. That they have shut down the system. The government have shut down the system.
All right, thank you.
Himself, he was very angry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have to go. Thank you. You are a legend. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Anu from staff.
Yes, sir.
Let me start by Guy Mawan talking about president declaring in the stadium that I know the majority of that is number one. I mean, he declared himself.
Your line is not really clear, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, please.
My name is Peter, the state connector of the Nigeria project.
Go ahead.
As an individual, I'm skeptical about the election because we have seen from the past records how they manipulated everything to suit whoever that they want to favor. But we should not give up. I encourage Nigeria that they should still come up massively to vote. I believe that one day we are going to get it right. But we are dealing with a set of people that don't want to leave power. Like if they leave power, they have already died. So they are doing everything humanly possible to frustrate any positive effort to get it right during the 2027 and their election. But I encourage everybody to really prepare. Come out and vote. And let's see what will happen. Maybe this time around God will give us the. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, good morning, your last caller. Yes, quickly, sir. All right, let's take a few messages and then we'll wrap up. Fixing election during Lent season is not a welcome development because during the Lent season, Christian will be on 40 days fast and prayer. Thank God ability at Tuebu. Okay. This one says, if there's going to be any chance of a credible election at all in Nigeria, unfortunately, it cannot be under this present government as headed by Jagaban. Not all. Did Henry, thank you. All right, this one says, this decision by, okay, this is not part of it. But in conclusion, the fact that you tried something once and it didn't work does not mean you should not try again. So that you don't complain tomorrow and say, they have done it again. Why not come at MS and participate? Why not? Mr. Nana, what do you think? Should Nigerians just give up and say, okay, they have done it before, they should do their own thing now?
Well, Maxwell, nobody has ever been flogged to the polling units right from the time Nigeria started. And so those that have been going, who continue going, or decide otherwise, is a matter of choice. Now that if anybody is saying, you tried this one, it didn't work, what of this other one? I am saying right from the time election started in this country, it has been very disappointing. So I am having it, I'm not thinking about improvement on it, but there could be a change. It's possible there could be a change. So whoever wants to attempt whether there will be that change or not, who go ahead. But for those who have decided against it, who will teach somebody more than what he has used his eyes and seen?
Mr. Manuel, thank you very much for coming on the show. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Maxwell. Thank you, Nigerians.
Stay with us. I'm going to be right back.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace extraordinary. Because we are the voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Live from the Garden City of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. This is Today 95.1 FM.
All right, welcome back. We have another conversation. You know, it's always a marathon every Saturday. You know, I was telling Mr. Manuel that, after the interview, I was thinking there was going to be, fried plantain with scrambled eggs, well scrambled, and with hot tea this morning, and he was saying, you don't wish it, you go and buy it. Once you buy it, you can have it. But that's what I feel like it is now. So if God has laid in your heart to do it, you can do it and fax it down here. But thank you for joining us. We'll hop into another side of conversation. And of course, now we're going to be talking about real estate. What is happening in our state? It looks as though it is a back and forth arrangement, constitutional cabinet coming back the solution. What is really going on politically, economically? It looks as though economically the state is just stagnant. The state is not moving. We're not having influx of investment. People are complaining about things around, infrastructure-wise, in the health sector, in the education sector. What is going on? We have Barrister Chizzy joining us on the program. Barrister, good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Rivers people.
Is real estate moving forward from your own assessment?
Well, because we are alive, we will move forward and not backward.
No, you're speaking faith.
No, not faith. I said because we are alive, we will move forward and not backward.
That's what I'm saying. Definitely we will move forward. We hope. But when moving forward has to do with work. It's not something you profess. You don't just say, I'll get money. There must be a channel through which money will come. You work or you're doing business or something. So faith without works is dead, right? The Holy Book says so.
Yeah. So
are we doing the work?
Be factual. Which area are you talking about? No, you're generalizing.
No,
okay, if it is by faith, religiously we are moving forward.
Okay, by faith.
By what? By faith. By which work now? Which work?
Governance.
No, thank you. Now you are talking. If it is for governance, the governor is trying. The only problem I have is that there is not much federal presence in River State.
Federal presence?
Yes, there is not much federal
presence.
But that's what I'm saying. I said the governor is trying in his little way despite the crisis that had made him not to do more as he would have done. But since there is no federal presence, I mean there are federal presence, even though there is no state presence. We have been talking about the federal presence more. But this one is no federal presence before you now talk of state.
So talk of state first.
Local state, I'm saying. But they are not government. The two is government. So there is nothing to hide about. The issue is the governor is trying the little he can do. If you listen to him yesterday, he said, how will I use that word he used? That can't remember exactly what he said, but just in the submission is just that by his peaceful disposition, he always wanted peace. Hence,
that is the problem. Peace. Someone is hungry. Peace. Someone cannot access quality healthcare. Peace. Our children are sitting under the mango tree learning. Peace. Dustbin. Let me use pidgin language, don't fool for road. Peace. What is he doing to address the few things that we're expecting to address?
Well, if you know governance, you will know that majority of the things you're talking about need legislative approval. I know he's not working in consonance with the legislature. The legislature will have liberty that is being dictated by one man who is in the legislature.
But money is coming.
That's news to me. When you can come about
is he not spending?
I'm coming. With that, how do I know how he's spending?
The cars that are conveying from point to point. Is it not paying civil servants?
There are things that do not require legislative approval.
Exactly. So part that require legislative approval.
No, what is it called? The Ministry of Urban requires budget. They need approval. The Environmental Sanitation Authority has budget. Requires legislative approval. So I know too well that payment of salary does not require much about legislative approval.
By saying
so,
you're a lawyer.
Yes.
Right? No, are there no areas in governance that the governor does not? There are emergency issues that the governor can attend to without legislative approval. If somebody is dying,
remind me.
He will now run to the legislature to approve to solve the person's medical issue.
So far on healthcare, even at this day, which day? This is your day first day.
Before the dissolution.
Yeah, before the dissolution. The program they did. Apart from that one, in 3 cities, the government has built hospitals.
Zonal
hospital in 3 cities.
But there was how many million?
Zonal hospital. Now, on the issue of health, there is no way to not require legislative approvals to begin to fix in the health centers and all that stuff. Like Amechi built more than 100 and something health centers. So it was backed up by legislative approval. If he needs to do a similar thing, there must be legislative approval to build social hospitals, social health centers, social areas with fixed amount. So
exonerating the governor.
I am not exonerating the governor. Okay, we are even going into that. How about this little daily too? That even our board of internal revenue have not been able to harmonize and annex the what is it called, the daily income task that they have harmonized in local government and all that stuff. I spoke with one of the members of the internal revenue, or one staff there, and they told me the predicaments they have currently, of which without legislative approval for them to begin to collect the little. Any person you see collecting much of these tools, they are collecting or taxes that they are illegal.
And the government cannot pursue them off the street.
The chairman board of internal revenue is doing his best.
No. You talk about legislative approval. The board is stopping people. Does the government need legislative approval?
I said the chairman of board of internal revenue is doing his best, because he knows those who are estimating. The government will not know. The chairman of internal revenue would know. Like if you, for those who are going to complain next to collect tax and all those things.
No, I don't know what on the street.
I'm generalizing. The argument in the street, how would the government begin to?
No, he's right. People complain on radio. Will he say he has not heard about what's happening on the street?
Let me tell you now. Let me tell you. I said majority of this tax harmonization. There are some which have not been harmonized, but those which have been harmonized, for it to be effective, for the board of internal revenue to begin to generate more revenue. I'm not being particular in an area to take that. The problem we have in fact, people don't think that is same and Wike, and those supporting Wike feel that Wike is over. Therefore, but those who think that they are not politicians, what we are listening in it is beyond what they are saying. So the problem is, since the United Assembly felt they owe nobody any apology and any duty, their own is just to obey the directive, just like we had, which is said publicly, that he had directed members of the Assembly to obey the instructions of the governor. So imagine without Wike directive, they will not do. And these things are embarrassing and insulting. And when you begin to replace such video to Wike, he would deny.
Now that there is a dissolution of the executive and the commissioners and special advisors, for any governor to work, even Jesus had disciples.
Yes.
But Jesus had a vision to do his father's business. Now the governor has the business of the people. And we shouldn't have all these excuses, because the government is enjoying the paraphernalia of the office and he's not complaining. He's receiving his own salary, collecting his own allowances, enjoying the cozy environment, moving. He has gone to collect our now. He did not track down there. He didn't enter chartered airline. He entered our airline, pay taxpayers money. He's enjoying the office. Why won't the people also enjoy? Now that he has dissolved his cabinet, are we now going to see a reconstitution of cabinet? Firstly, let me ask: is it the interest of the people, or is it the interest of father and son fighting?
Well, I would say much that the governor said he wants to reconcile with his godfather. And you and I know that the essence of that is just for governance to move forward. And the only way the governance to move forward is to reconcile fully with the assembly members. I think the governor is in league with the assembly members. Any leader can go to hell. Or because the minister dictates what happens, where it happens, and how it happens in the assembly. The governor has no option, no choice than for the betterment of Rivers people to make peace and to work with the Rivers assembly members for him to have legislative approvals. And all that. So imagine the governor working with less than 9 commissioners in the state that is supposed to have about 20. So he has made a set of which, just for Rivers people's sake, has to make peace. That is it. So for the dissolution, dissolving does not mean he cannot appoint the same people. And if that is what will bring peace, hence he has done it.
So what's the essence? If you dissolve and bring the same people, what's now the essence of dissolution?
No.
Why not leave those people and then send other people?
The dictator, for people to believe that he is in charge, that the dictator is in charge, he sought for that.
Who's the dictator?
He's going to make it.
Why are you calling him?
Yes, why he dictated? He overheard him, said he had directed the assembly members to obey instruction of the governor. So he dictates, so he directed. Imagine him, somebody not even that the speaker, he directed members of the Rivers Assembly. But him, he said he had directed members of the Rivers Assembly. But just my word is that the assembly member does not know that is insulting and embarrassing.
Do you have any issue with Wike?
I don't have any issue with Wike. But in all his policies I disagree. Or not even one that I agree with him. In all his
because it's like you keep on pushing the blame to him as what's happening.
I said, okay, have anybody told you that he had directed members of the Rivers Assembly to do anything? Have anybody except Wike? So that is where this is from where we are getting at. And the problem here in Rivers State is always when he makes peace with the governor, the assembly has nothing to say. When he's in disagreement with the governor, they'll start impeachment notice. So that is the problem in Rivers State. He said politics will come. Last year he said by January politics will commence. And the politics that commence in Rivers State in January, the impeachment notice to the governor. Now they have made peace. He has directed the assembly to withdraw the impeachment notice, receive commissioner nominees and all that stuff. So why I'm not part of and I'm also not talking about it is that because there is crisis, there should be peace. Because there is crisis, there must be peace. Political disagreement is not even a communal crisis that will linger so much or will last for the test of time. But you can always end it haphazard, half any time. So there, the governor making peace with is the man he calls his Oga. For me, he has nothing to lose. Even his Oga has nothing to lose. In as much as it will be liberty to move forward, such that he will also not ask me the question again. Are we moving forward? So for making peace, I mean, agreement with them, make peace.
What kind of peace are we talking about? I've been hearing for the other time they made peace, they came back nothing. They made peace, they came back nothing. What peace are we talking about? The peace of I will bring 10 candidates, you will bring 2. I will take care of this. I will take this.
The issue is that anytime they make this peace, it has always been within that specific check. Since the DPS and today, you won't see much criticism either way on social media. You won't see those calling governor ordinary this and that, moon governor and other stuff. So at least there has always been that little piece of 2, 3, 4 days, 1 week. Sometimes you also see the governor send correspondent to the assembly send back to the governor and all that. So within the time there is peace. So let's see whether they will also enjoy this, even though it's for a small,
infrastructure, ensure that things are working and flowing.
Like
Don't you think we are going to continue like this if Simfura comes back? If you don't have a fresh, because I'm going somewhere, if you don't have a fresh candidate outside this set of people, don't you think River State will continue on this path?
Why not your election then to determine that? Because if you're like what you said before, I practically didn't respond to that in general perspective. That is to say, we said we have candidates, we have brought somebody. So I don't know whether the person we would win election. I don't know. He also really had the opposition factor. Jonathan was president. Did he succeed himself? So if people are not comfortable with Wike, you think they will vote for Bala if he said he wants to come back to under the umbrella of Wike because Wike supported him 223. And Kaduna State, the governor now is no longer in league with Airfly. Does it mean the governor will either win or will lose second term? So it is for the people to decide. Now, we are saying we have a candidate. We are not saying we have a governor. We said we have a candidate. So it is for the people now to decide whether that is his candidate.
In an ideal situation.
I'm coming. Do you think mostly that there will not be a situation one day starting from today?
No, until we start seeing things. We have not seen things yet.
How will you know? How will you see that I give if it does not come to
no, let's be realistic. You are aware of what's going on, with the Electoral Act. You are aware.
Yes,
you are a lawyer.
Yes.
You know how the Electoral Act is. You can pinpoint some of the loopholes there, and it looks as though they are not
coming.
They're not answering those.
Electoral Act now, was it better off than the Electoral Act of 215?
Exactly my point. Shouldn't we move forward?
But the Electoral Act now is better off than 215.
It's better off.
Yes, better off than 215. But everything about 215 is manual. Everything about 215 was manual.
If it is better off, what happened in 2020?
I'm coming. Did President Jonathan then win the 215 election? So there are initiatives on daily basis. So we can winning 215, 2019, bringing Governor Fobara 223. But no, we will continue to live in the old rule. If you check in the 215 election, we can win up. It was only the 219 that the APC didn't have candidates. The 223 was neither here nor there because of the interest of Tinubu to work against the candidates of APC in River State. So and that is also from where you are changing the narrative, limiting this problem in River State to Wike and Fobara. Since the president is enjoying it all, the state of emergency power he does not have, because whether I like it or not, there was no crisis in River State, because there must be physical crisis that must have led to loss of lives and properties and all that stuff beyond measures. But this one, the president relied on obiter dictum made by Supreme Court judge. Obiter, in law they call obiter. Obiter means by the way comment. What was decided in Supreme Court was not whether there was comment in River State or not. What was decided was whether the government can be spending without appropriation. That was what was decided. Now the governor, so the obiter, by the way comment made by a judge was what the president relied on, as if it's from past judgment. It's not the ratio, it's the NDA. So the problem with River State is Mr. President. And I mean, like
Mr. President,
Mr. President is also
no, they took the matter back to him. They took the matter to him.
No.
So what if you see, for instance,
let me tell you. No problem here is the benefit Mr. President is enjoying, keeping the both sides at this.
Who caused it?
He's working with the minister.
No, who caused it?
He's working with the minister, and the minister will always keep him abreast with all information happening in River State. And the governor is a governor who the presidency is directly under his supervision. So does the governor have option? When the governor had option, he declared emergency. So that is the problem. If the governor also will pretend to have option again now, he will also go further to declare an emergency. So the governor is a human being who would not want what happened to him to happen again. So our problem not always limited to Wike and Sen. Extend it to the president of Nigeria.
No, they took their bedroom matter to Mr. President.
I said the minister is working with the president who must inform him of what is happening in his state on daily basis.
So
the government, who benefited from the state of emergency? Are we benefiting from the intervention of the president? Is it not Wike?
Hence,
he will make them want what
is it not Wike and Fubara that took the bedroom matter to Mr. President in the first place? How did this whole issue start?
No, it's not bedroom matter. Let me tell you.
No. River State government belongs to the people, isn't it? If political gladiators here are having issues, can't they say and settle the matter? Resolution, that and that.
In politics, it's only what will favor you that you want to do. Wike, I think that if it is here in River State, no headway. Hence he ran to president.
Exactly what we are saying. So I don't know the cost of the matter.
No, that's not it. Meaning that Wike is a politician who will want what to favor him.
And Fubara also want to favor him.
Favoring Fubara is the decision of River State. We are our governors. But Mr. President can declare state of emergency against all odds. You can't fight the government for Christ's sake. You have gone to fight the people that are coming with gun and knife. So that is the problem. You want to that the declaration of state of emergency. Why would the government dissolve the state ESCOM directive?
The governor taking directive?
Does he have option?
Do we have any other government directive from Mr. President?
There are states that similar crises are happening like this.
Why is this one happening here?
Because that's what I'm saying now. Because the minister sees himself as overlord.
Don't we have a Senate president in Akwa Ibom? This one, an elected Senate president
that is controlling the assembly in Akwa Ibom. See, let me tell you, it is not because Wike is the minister.
Let's go.
It is because as a minister, he is in control of the assembly. Actually, he is not in control of the assembly. Should we be doing this back and front? Somebody come and tell you that because there are no legislative approval, we don't have full list.
Let's go for the short match of record. Right back.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in Gamma Original. Several studies suggest that Gamma Original may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
They create a tea for now. They cost, they let you enjoy. Terra Cubes. Terra Sitting Cube, turn to me as a masterpiece. On my joy, all these tastes. Terra Cubes, Terra.
Terra Oil. What's not Port Love in the tasty, nourishing meal she cooks for her family? Go Terra or Port Pure Love.
Port Report, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Report.
All right, welcome back. All right, so we're looking at the solution of the football cabinet, and of course the way forward for Rivers State, the politics of Rivers State, the economy of Rivers State. Politics ought to enhance the economy of any system. You are talking about Trump. Trump is greedy. Trump is this. Trump is that. They are looking for their belly. That is the truth. But in our own climate in Africa, are we looking for the belly of the people, or are we looking for individual belly? But thank you for staying. Thank you for staying with us. Now, we talked about Wiki and Fubara. It seems as though they seem to be, instead of us talking about economic policies, educational policies, health policies, we keep on talking about Fubara. I don't know if Fubara and Wiki is giving us food to eat, because I'm sure people are going about their businesses looking for how to eat. People are hungry on the street. But Fubara and Wiki, they are well to do. They are enjoying their lives, and some of their accolades, some of their followers are also enjoying their lives, leaving the vast majority of the people in hunger and penury, and we don't seem to see an end to all these issues. Now, 2027 is there. You even have the city minister carrying the mandate on his head. I'm not even seeing that even in Lagos, where the city boy comes from. The likes of people that man called that, I always in Abuja. I said, I don't have rock stuff. They are not even carrying, but in our own area, even though he has not inaugurated on inauguration and all that, he's also carrying the mandate. And the minister is also carrying the mandate as though he's the first son of Mr. President. Whereas it looks as though we have neglected the things that will benefit Rivers people and their stomach. Why is it so?
That's why I said everything playing out the Rivers State is politics to favor the honorable minister. Now, first of all, the president comes from Lagos State, Southwest, and in the entire Southwest, including Lagos, you can't go there and see where they have inaugurated the new ambassadors to the local government level and world level. In Imo State, where the Hope of the man comes from, he is the number one person in the New Hope because he is the chairman of the coordinator of the coordinator, the director general of the New Hope. He has not even inaugurated the New Hope in Imo State, not to talk of appointing the AG coordinators and world coordinators. And in our own case, not just inauguration, office that is even that will be more than the national headquarters of the New Hope has been set up with a radio station free of charge. World coordinators, AG coordinators have been appointed. In fact, not just have been appointed, backed up with. For the AG coordinators, they've given them all cards. Some of the world coordinators have received their cards. So the 319 world coordinators will receive cards according to the minister. And you can't see this thing in any other place. It's like you know how to play politics more than others. Like, you will always hear, we started it. It is we that starts the mandate to support President Tinubu. It is we that campaigned that raised to President Tinubu. Let me tell you, I challenge the nation Wiki and all those that work within the State to mention one day Wiki campaigned for Tinubu in the entire 2023 election. I challenge him. Nobody can show you that documentary. Nobody, not even in the city. Nobody can show you that documentary. That people openly. He only have said, quote and unquote, vote for House Assembly candidate, vote for the governorship candidate, vote for the national assembly candidate. For the other one, we will decide. He never took the decision publicly until after election. So saying that, oh, now we have fun, that's our fun. Oh, Saturday we did the campaign. We should show us the video where he did the campaign. But now he has started, unknown to him, that despite the fact that political parties have NGOs attached to it, although the NGOs, their heads must take directive from the political party, because the political parties are dry. So how come we is having more of this renewable agenda here in the university than even the way it is being done in the entire federation? In fact, the last time I checked, I don't even, since after the innovation of renewable state coordinators till today, nobody has seen publicly where meetings were held with respect to the renewable, but every day in university, because we had issue with the government, renewable, as if the president even declared his intention to offer some time. The president has so many things in his leg to remove. His leg will reach his eye by 2027. By June, July, August, the president, whether he will remove a second time or not. Now, what I do at the legs is trying to remove his legs. What do you mean by that? Are there issues? Are there external issues? I don't know whether there are external issues, but the president will know whether by 2027 he will run election. It will pass June, July, August. But that's also when primaries will be held. June, July, August. So the president will now... Does he have any contention? We will now know that the president will go. Does he have any contention in APC? I think he doesn't have contention in APC. Does he not have contention elsewhere? Are there not those contending? Okay. Has he declared his interest? So who else? Is anybody who doesn't want to contest? Which person has ever done one term and say, I'm okay? Which one? Which Nigerian politician? It is Nigeria, but limited to Nigeria. I can mention one or two outside that ended with one term. In Nigeria. Which one? Never said he would do one term and go home. Did I tell you that if the option is from Tinubu, whether he will go or not, that he will tell you he will not go. But the circumstance will determine whether he will even intend to go back. If it is for winning, I can tell you here for free that there is no circumstance that will take to win to this election. No circumstance. If he will contest though, he will win. But will he contest? That will be based on for June, July, August. So you think Mr. President is enjoying what's happening in Rivers State? He is the sole beneficiary. Sole. There are no two persons enjoying what's happening. He is the sole beneficiary. Hence, he is also giving orders, taking decision for what's happening in Rivers State. The way he declared the emergency, you know now. Since then, okay, he declared the emergency. He gave the structure to Wiki said he's looking for structure. He gave the structure. He gave the structure. He went and did a gazette on the way the local government election will be on privately without making it publicly. So if you go to court, they will tell you Odadi said this, emergency Odadi said this. Nobody knew about the order, the emergency gazette. Nobody knew about it until after the election. So when you now go to challenge the election, they will bring a section of the order that says you can't tell the primary of the election that was conducted 2-3 days later. So how do you that's what all this was an attempt to give Wike back the structure, which has been done. They gave him back the assembly. Even those who bought good, and inscribed on it in the life Fubara, and was singing with the name of Fubara, like Dr. Chidi did. Yet he is the chairman of the local government in a state where same the man he refers to as a good is a governor. All because the president wants to please Wike. We will remember these things tomorrow.
0810-9510-951. The solution of the in the interests of Rivers people. The politics being played in Rivers State. Is it favoring just a few politicians, or you think it is favoring the people?
Before people respond to this, to me, as much as the governor is ready to move forward and to make amend, to work with the assembly for Rivers State to move forward, there is nothing wrong with the solution of the cabinet. There is also nothing wrong with the president, the governor, working hand in hand with the minister for FCT. Nothing wrong with that. But my issue is all the policies about the honorable minister for FCT, I disagree with him. But for the solution of the cabinet, there is nothing wrong with that. As much as it to move Rivers State forward.
Good morning. Yes, please. All right.
Most supporters bring out the governor or the right of one media or the state to bring out the person to contest and win and govern the state. I remember in the state, we give a bachelor and the government, and it is not good for somebody one of the to position the governor by some local government research or whatever. Look at the other state. Nobody can tell us that somebody position good and the man is functioning. They say that choice. So the situation whereby somebody will say, well, handedly, say the Bible is for you and there you are. You are able to me, my brother, and the people not paying the price. That's my contribution.
Thank you. Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir, Marshall.
And everything to my brother today.
Good morning.
We will continue to talk. And they that are following those who feel they are conquered, Rivers they are conquered the world. They will not be found out to continue to talk. And they think that we are talking because we are hungry. But they left us and made us hungry. But that's not the reason. We are talking because we know, even much more than what they think they know. Or they know as much as we know as much as they know. You see, peace or no peace. The other day, I was talking to friends and I asked a brother from the peace. If this thing goes on the way going, and it is 27, the same thing for the governor that knows how organic crop he affected when that was emancipated, and it's named in the ballot, and it's coming from that same order, he has a return order. Will you put your vote for him? It's a very good question. I'm thinking that you want to look the other way. That also, not nobody be voted as the governor because of the empire of the minister. How can one man try to go back to the most? Give us to the people and that's the conquer perfect. Is that nice? What was happening in the West? But then we are not people that are okay, there. It's pathetic. Let me do that. Tomorrow we'll tell.
Thank you. Good morning. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Okay, one is breaking. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this one I will go through. We should call people. Let me ask our guest, please. If you have a wife or people from your village telling you what to do in your house, how will you look like? I mean, I don't think anybody will tell you the truth, and it's only truth that will take us through. How do you tell me that the FCT minister will be the one to be pioneer for what is going on in Rivers State? And we ask the question, is it for higher purchase? Because FCT minister told me and you that he bought phone. If I buy a phone or buy a ticket for you, you're higher purchase now. So what do you do now? Meet FCT minister, ask him how much did he spend on the head of Fubara, so people can pay and be free, so that Rivers State government can be yours and your own. So we got and see now, but involving this cabinet, it's not Fubara that is ruling Rivers State. Put me anywhere. The other is from above that is ruling Rivers State. We have a bit of higher purchase.
Thank you, serious.
Answer me before you leave.
All right, thank you. Good morning, go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Wednesday. Another thing is that there is no problem in Rivers State. It's your serious people who want to develop Rivers State are causing problems for themselves, not the people. That is all that I want to see. The governor wants to perform. The governor is doing better than them. Because they want to take the people back. Because they are putting commissioners. They want to put commissioners who are the degree. They don't want to take the commission of the project. Give the on the project. So just keep the people and try to use the money to market themselves. And I think the governor is listening. Please don't let them do that thing. Let them go to Rivers State. That's about everybody.
Thank you. Good morning, go ahead.
No.
Yes.
You see, my problem, that you see anything that is going on now is because our electoral system is a flawless system. If our electoral system is working well, then nobody will come out. One person will come and fight from governor to senator to out of rep to out of assembly. One person will not come and do that because he knows that if you go and bring the wrong paper and buy from them, you will lose. If you lose very well, when the governor, governor, not out governor state, people was not in support of it. But because the man came after that, that is why they have been managed of people like me, or people see on that table, I was getting, I don't vote for him, but that's for Labour Party. I will tell you this, but today, because he has decided to be the people's governor, we that never wanted that were not for me, will begin to become to support him. So now that he has want to make this his order, automatically he's going to do as he say, work on the mandate of his boss. It's not on the mandate of the people. Okay, check and see if you have the power, that kind of common of life, no life, you are preparing for darkness. Have you ever heard anyone speak on it? Have you ever said the critical issues that people are lacking on? The governor has just spoken. He didn't when now he's working on them today, that he will speak on them. Otherwise, there will be no governor in the anymore. There's no governor.
Right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Barrister, good morning to you.
Right.
See, Barrister, the area I do not like is making excuses for the governor. Sorry about that. The governor, as soon as is the man at the center of this very discussion, okay? And he has a mandate as a governor. Recently, the president came to declare, which he cannot, I don't think he can do it in another state, when he said that Yes, who does not belong to any political party is the leader of both APC and PDP in Rivers State. Do you think Tinubu can do that in any other state? He cannot. And he made that statement or two putting everything together and knowing that he's a politician that has a personal interest, and whatever will favor him is what he will go for. If Simfumara has stood up as a governor to do the things that ordinarily is supposed to be doing as a governor or playing the political leader, the capital to APC, Tinubu will not have opportunity to take on this shoulder. But yes, among the two, from where he's going to get the case, from where he's going to benefit him, he's going to get the case.
Good morning, go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Engineer Jonas, popularly known as something more Suleiman.
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm calling from my government. See, madam. Yes, I want to join my voice to say that the decision of the cabinet of the governor, well, it's for the good interest of the River State people. If you ask me, no matter if you listen carefully, you will see that the decision has on that thing. But it's also for the good of the state. If you ask me, I'm in support. Okay, to raise. And I want to join my voice to say that the major beneficiary of what is happening in River State today is the Mr. President. Because if you ask me, he's playing game and game that will favor him. Because if you ask me, he may have something at the back of his mind. And that having something at the back of his mind, you don't want to offend the governor deeply, and you don't want to also offend the SCP minister deeply. But if you offend both of them openly, he might lose from one side, and he doesn't want to lose from both sides. He wants to keep this person and also keep this person to benefit. But what I'm saying is that whatever thing anybody is doing today, the minister, I'm his fan and his supporter.
Thank you.
2023. I want to say that nothing lasts forever.
Thank you,
and God bless.
Thank you. This one says, good morning, Mr. Michael. I pray this crisis last year. After next election, the only thing I agree and support Mr. William is to right or wrong to correct the mistake of bringing Simple back. Rivers people suffer the next 4 years if Simple comes back. In fact, his second term will be the West is dash. He has nothing to offer as a governor. The only ring road project I thought he can both of us and see by Wiki. So what has he brought for us from this initiative? But wait, even the ring road didn't benefit the rivers people. You got conceived by Wiki. Did rivers people want ring road? You answer now. Did rivers people want ring road? People are hungry ring road. Ring road for who? Will chop ring road. So when you say this ring road, was it for the benefit of rivers people? Good morning, Maxwell. River State is a theater of political war. After Chibodi left government, River State has not known peace. Yes, Mark Amechi was coming home and Army Battalion to show how connected it was with the presidency. And now it's Wike's turn until the elders of River State rise to say no to all this childish politicking. River State is like a no-man's state. Dan Onyechi. Thank you. Well, we have to go now. Barrister, where do we go from here?
Yeah, let me respond to one caller who said that because Wike was formed for the assembly members and the governor and I will pay back. In fact, maybe it's not 19. The reason is 219. 219. You know, we have over 7 or yeah, between 5, 6, and 7 ex-militants that were members of the Legislative Assembly. And you know the type of...
You are letting.
I'm not letting. I said ex-militants who were being paid by federal government. Yes, I'm telling you what is allegation. Stop now. I'm talking reality. You're saying allegation. I said they were members of the Legislative Assembly at 25. Now, currently, more than 10 to 15 members of the Legislative Assembly cannot even read properly. You have witnessed their interviews. You have witnessed their interviews live. Speaking English, they became a death trap. And my own assembly representative is not even an exception. So what are the quality? What are the qualities of their public presentations? These are those making laws for you people. So why wouldn't he allow the said person who bought from you to dictate? So the man who talked about buying of funds is not really lying. The fact that they just call somebody who does not know what to do when you get there. And so what they tell you to do. If not so, not be properly acquainted with legislative processes or even good way in speaking. What type of law will you go to make? How will you make it laws? When one certain time that they have to appoint or elect a leader in a more legislative assembly. Then Senator Chendo then said, let those who want to be leader come and write application to be leader. Let me tell you, the only person that passed that exam was Lee Soccer. The entire councillors. It's only Lee Soccer. He's a staff of USP now. That is the problem now. You have what the man that just spoke there said. So if we have about 5 to 7 persons who are ex-militants, elected as assembly members in 215, now we have those who cannot speak good English, who is very hard to read and write as assembly members. So if they tell you that somebody is dictating for them, you say you're lying.
Thank you very much.
That's the problem. So for me, the peace the governor has accepted is a good one. Let River State move forward. But then we allow Nigerians, other places, to start innovating renewed hope first before he continues with this his renewed hope mantra. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming over. Thank you.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
but he's a legend. Majek Flashek, that's his name. He called that one so long, for too long. You've been sleeping on the bike. You know, when you sleep on the bike, you go fall. Nigerians, I've discovered this. I've discovered something about my fellow Nigerians. Some of us wait for people to galvanize and fight for their rights. When I mean fight, I'm not talking about, going to box someone. Standing up for their right. They want people to do it for them. And it's wrong. Don't wait for people. Galvanize yourself. There's need for unity. When people are complaining about PhD in a certain area, and everybody's just complaining. That's all they do. They just complain. They just complain. Nobody seems to be doing anything. But the big man, the small man, everybody, they just say, yeah. So me, these days, I just advise you go and get solar. If you can save money and buy solar. Buy solar. Do you understand? Since nobody wants to do something about the matter. Because when you talk to some people, say, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? I don't know. What do you want us to do? I don't know. Would you go and pay for food in a restaurant where they give you empty plate? Would you pay for the food? And I saw a publication. I saw on their social media today. PhD is wishing us happy Valentine. The other time they wished us, happy wedding with happy new month, love and light. I say I like. No, they're wishing us love and light. I laughed there. The guy who is even writing that in on social media will be laughing. The guy will be laughing that their social media handler, because it's what they tell him to do, he will do now. He's just working there. What will he do? They wish us happy month, happy new month. I think that should be, was it last December? But one of this month, they wish us happy new month to all their esteemed clients. And then they said, we wish you love and light. I said, where is the love? The flashing. Is that the love? Then where is the light? Where are we the light? He said, wishing us love and light. I laughed there. And now, the one I saw, they said, they're wishing us happy Valentine. So I'm conveying a message to you. PhD is wishing you happy Valentine. Just take it like, just take the Valentine like that. Don't complain. In the event of the dissolution of a particular marriage, in the Western world, when there's a divorce between the man and the woman, you hear, when they go to court, at the end of the day, they will award. That's if the man has so much property. And it's now, some ladies are now doing it like business. They marry a superstar. It has happened to some football stars. After 5-10 years, they will file for divorce. What happened? Nothing. Because they know they will share the property of the guy. So some of the footballers are now, they are now devising another means. They will hide their wealth, because you know what it means to play. It's not Nigerian politics, so that you just stay and then free money will just become. This one you work hard. Playing football in Europe is not been so. You will work hard. Can't you see how Osimhen is playing? Struggling, putting everything, just make sure he score goals. Because he came out of poverty. He can't go back there. And he's trying to also lift his family members out of poverty. So he has to keep on struggling and playing, and so that the money can be coming in, then he can be investing. So when the divorce is finalized, they will give the woman some cars, some houses, and then share the man's wealth. Something you have worked for. So some ladies are now doing it as business. So some who have sense, they will now sign prenuptial, they'll tell the woman sign prenuptial. Or they will hide their wealth in their mother's name. So when they will go back and check, they will now see the man say, he only has $10,000 in his account. So he will share $10,000. Because you can imagine a man who has worked so hard. You say the woman assisted him. In Fulham, they play ball for field. Was he there on the field playing ball and taking all the knuckles and all the push and all the hitting and all the legs? Playing football is no beans, so training alone. Then you enter field, play for 90 minutes, play extra time. They pay you money weekly. You think it's beans? It's not beans. So, but in our own setting, when a marriage is finalized, a divorce is finalized, how do they share property? Will they share the property of the man? Or will they share the property of the woman? Even though, some of the priests will preach against divorce. But maybe, if it involves, we value marriage in our setting. We still have values. But there are cases where domestic violence is involved. People have mediated. Before you die there, it is advisable you move away. If at the end of the day, these differences are not reconcilable, well, it depends on the person's choice. They can fight for divorce, but don't pray for that. All we are praying is couples should stay together till death do them part. God should help them even grow old, see their grandchildren, see their great-grandchildren, and then fulfilled, they leave this earth. But every home cannot be like that. But when it comes to divorce cases here in Nigeria, do they share properties? Do they say, you give a woman so amount of money from your wealth? That's if you are the richest, Or if the woman has so much money, more than the man, will they share the woman's wealth? We have Barrister Victor join us on the program. Barrister, good morning. Barrister, good morning. Hello, Barrister, can you hear me? So, have you witnessed a case like that, where there was a divorce, and then the divorce was finalized legally? Although we're going to look at the processes also. Barrister, good morning. Good morning, Barrister, I can hear you. The door is on the tower. Good morning, Barrister. Barrister, maybe you need to move away from your present position, don't you think so? Well, let me use another means. Let me use this means. Yes, Barrister. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Barrister.
Hello?
Very clear.
Huh?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Barrister, you need to move away with that particular spot. There's no network. No wonder they say there's no network. Was your village amongst the village? They said there was no network. Yeah, they said there's no network in the village. But at least I can call you and you picked. Let's now be talking about the issue of hearing one another. Yes, Barrister, can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's happening?
No, I can hear you. Okay. All right, so Barrister, good morning. Can you hear me now? Okay, so in the case where a couple decides not to stay together again and they decide to part ways, legally speaking, divorce processes have been concluded. What should be the normal sharing formula if there's need for that? I mean, property sharing formula between the man and the woman. How is it done?
There is no ratio in the sharing. You know, go with what is between the husband and wife. Now, property, which woman own before marriage. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Property, the woman own before marriage.
Okay.
The man is not entitled to it unless he has caused some development on that property.
That's the one owned by the woman.
Yes,
the man is not entitled to it. The man is not entitled to it.
Nobody is parents. Nobody is disadvantaged by the law. Nobody is, weakened by the law. That's why the God and other women protection act. They are still the same thing. The law cannot reach one person against the other. If you want to be very concerned, a sense of business into those women into protection, it does to strengthen the position of women. Not that's a weaker vessel. Just like the Child Rights Act. Just tells you about your right. They want the child to all these responsibilities that are also enshrined in the other laws. You need to further profit. Like, of course, when two people contract, like, the sense of a legal marriage, when we contract, you are bound to which is not the law. Both of you are one. And whatever can happen to a man in a marriage can only happen to him. What people come to me for legal advice with respect to marriage, I tell them, especially if you also don't want to do marriage, they're only to fear. Unless you become, because we see women are very rich than the man. And if you buy your property, in your name, in law, like somewhere in equity, they just don't make this man, they don't make it. I know that they said, if the property, the man buys the property in a woman's name, it is presumed, not the law. It is presumed that the property he gives to the woman. Now, in every position in law, there is the windows of rebuke.
I can hear you very clear, Barrister.
Now, let us clear the grammar. Presumption means it is believed, there is something to believe. Or it is as you say, or it is like so. You understand?
Yes.
Like if you have anything to show otherwise, but I just kept it. So that it is because I'm a senior to identify, so nobody comes to drag the property. But I never decide divorce. And she cannot claim it because I will do it a trust. She will make a trustee to that property for us. You've repeated that presumption.
Okay.
We got to find the windows and doors to repeat it as the way you have the law that does give duty. Now, between the man and the woman, they don't say you have counts. They will not do the as you don't consider the only 6 pounds. Spike. If you don't do the only person. You understand? So what's the spouse? There is the only there. You understand? So the law will look at the judge upon the party canvassing their strength of the case before the judge. The judge will not look at what he said after the declaration of marriage. What other things have you gathered before the judge? The judge will not look at it closely and take a decision on that strength. You understand? Now, if the woman has the property as to go, for instance, and they got married, the property was just an empty property because the property was a tree of the infant, and because the marriage was split, and the man brought the property back with the consent of the woman, and the result very and the man is the man will take it to him. But sometimes the man will be man enough. Let me leave it to her and just but if the man asks for it, he will get it. Also, the case, and also the same time, when the man buys the property, completely. In fact, when one of the cases, the man went and sold the property because when the woman had already signed the divorce, sold the property, but he bought the property when it was just a land. When the marriage it was developed, so they don't really give them a to development. And because of the case, they pay cost, they went and sold it because they validated the case. I sold the property to because the woman asked me. They were not validated it doesn't you have to leave it when you have so far. You know, so because the woman showed that within this period, there are 5 times, even contribution she made, whether the contribution was drawn out or dead, they only directly to her from the man. But she showed that, look, I contributed to this. And what is fair? Fairness is just, it's all about justice is about fair. Would the man go empty-handed? No. Would the man go empty-handed? No. So if you think that, I say some people, I married my wife to do, my father will do court marriage. That my new law called marriage under the act. But the other man calls it court marriage. If you do court marriage, then yes, it takes to secure both sides. It doesn't stop if a woman goes out and commits adultery. It's a ground for divorce. If a man goes out and commits adultery, it's a ground for divorce if any of the parties finds it intolerable. That is what the language is. If you find it what? Intolerable. That is, you cannot undo it. Meaning that you know go fit there. You can't get any of them. It's shame. Not simply intolerable, tolerable. If it's intolerable, can forgive and move on. So all the grounds for divorce was not, for the men only. It was 25 for the men. So we'll do it so that we will not, when you have your Congo married. To become very married. Yes, it's about the parties from the married. But if you have a child outside, you know the act being to that child is a legal child. There's no legal child anywhere.
Okay.
There's no legal child. If you want possibly because you are able to perform, or with a particular the other 3 children, you could perform like that, mistakenly, unknowingly, get another child. Because maybe you don't have, and you can call that child a legal child. Yes, that child will not be your child. I know, legally speaking. But that child is the woman's side.
Okay.
And the possibly the man on the other side. So that would be a ground for divorce. When it comes from the man, or it's coming from the man, it becomes a ground for divorce, give me disease. And I cannot teach you what is communicating. And you got it wrong. And I cannot complete, even if the disease came much money. And I cannot go, I become intolerable. I can go ask you for divorce. If you deny me my body right, whether from the woman or from the man, or we stay apart for 2 years and the book, it's the ground for divorce. You understand? So it's not like it's about any party. No, the church in many case will do what it thinks is best to the bride in the circumstance of any particular case. So it's not the man doesn't do all, but the man doesn't jump. I don't think an African house pattern is a great benefit to property with the more as the physical, and most often in the African palace, men are richer than the women. You understand? You have you know.
All right, while we're trying to reconnect with the barrister, what's your take on sharing of property in the case of divorce occasioned by any circumstance? Do you think it is ideal? Would you want to, if you're a man, give the woman something, or if the court decides, okay, you're supposed to give her this, would you obey that court order? Or if it's the other way, for the woman, would you also give the man some things? Please, let's talk about this matter. Don't pretend, eh? 0810 9510 951 0817 0000 Yes, you can call both numbers now. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead, sir.
You see, African custom and the culture is on a different dimension and different category. It is for me not I want to be sincere in this particular program.
Hello, Archie. Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Okay, the first and I'm not married, but to me, it depends on how the property was being developed. Just like what the lawyer just was saying. Before now, I've done some research on this issue. So if I eventually get to that side, I will have to settle. I will be okay if my wife, and is also in the development of that property. Then the plan belongs to us. So why can't we share it? She take one part, I take one part. But if I is not involved in getting that property or developing that property, I don't see any reason why I should share it. That's my take.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Go ahead.
Lucky.
Yes, Honorable Mascot.
Thank you so much. But Lucky, I don't know how to head it. This divorce of like this, there are many sides to it. You cannot tell me that Lucky Maxwell bought a property. In your own name. And then to marry somebody and that person will come and say, share it. Share it to what on that? After all, let me make it very bold and public again. That's the only marriage that is recognized in the court. It's not on the court marriage. That is why it's a letter. You want the property to them. You are showing them not as a joint sometimes. Then somebody will come and tell us it is not a forcible.
Thank you. Okay, Barrister, go ahead.
Let me quickly react to the last figure.
Okay.
Now, see, if you think because you married under your custom, and what your custom says, you want it all, it's like, the High Court is a court that applies both custom and status. You understand me, Lucky?
All right.
Yes, the High Court applies both custom and status. And when a custom goes incongruous with any status, any principle of law leading down, that custom will bow.
Okay.
You understand? So if you marry under custom, and the woman does work for you for 100 days, and for 10 years, with 10 years, and or 20 years or thereabouts, and during customary divorce, you say you want to take everything because you're a man because it's in your name. She can go to court and equitably challenge it, and you should give her what she wants. You get the same thing. It's because the reason why I tell you equity is
when you go to marriage, does not mean the property that is commonly owned is now, because there is a divorce, customary divorce, is now personally owned. There is foul. If you go to court, God will show you the right way. God will do what is fair, and not what the custom says. So it is not just the sharing formula, no, not just in my view, and I think it is unimpeachable. Because the High Court is a court that also applies custom. And the custom must not be applied in the way of the people strictly. It will be the court to apply what is fair. And that will be the custom of the people, whatever the law says. Because the custom, the new custom of the people. So not but any custom that applies to undo the woman because of divorce, or undo the man because of one thing or the other. You will go and beg the people, woman people. All the customs will, because we write it if those issues are tested in the laboratory of justice.
All right. Okay, just online, Barrister. Let's take more reactions. 0810-951-0951. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I want to ask the question. If you go to court and get property share, when God give judgment, you come back home and you're not able to pay that property till the end of home, because I see it happen. Is it not proper that it becomes settlement that are going to court? Because I see it happen that even in land, that land you make it, if anybody wants to tell you that.
You want to ask this question outside our discussion?
It's not outside because it's about sharing property. I say when you get this property to court, then you are not penetrating that property, you are not making use of.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Yes, go ahead.
All right, just calling for nothing.
All right.
I know community happening like what
the lawyer number, please.
Send a message to our WhatsApp.
The lawyer number, please.
Send a message to our WhatsApp.
What's the WhatsApp? Is it number now that I'm using?
No. I'll call it out. Just hang up.
All right, thanks.
Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. Yes, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Master, good morning.
Yes, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Very clear.
Yeah, I want to, Mr. Ifan, I'm calling from Idrita. Yeah, I want to emphasize be in a marriage where a man inherited the land from his fathers or from his great-grandfather, and you happen to say maybe you marry, and the woman did not contribute anything in the marriage or whatsoever, and then now you have children, and a time came for a divorce. The thing you have inherited from your fathers, is it also a people to be shared with the woman, or is not?
Barrister, you got that?
Yes. I got the three, so if I can react.
Yes.
Now, with respect to the immediate land. Now, when you inherit a property from your father, it's your property. If you inherit an empty land from your father and because you marry thereafter and you divorce later, of course it's your property. But if you inherit 1 plot of land, 3 plots of land from your empty plots of land from your father, and you married, and upon your marriage, you and your wife began to struggle. You struggle and you built 3-story building on it. So what will you say to the woman? What should happen to the woman? The woman will share from it. Because of the interest. Look, it is not just the land, the interest therein, the efforts made on that property. So if the same thing applies to the woman, if the father gives her, maybe she inherits from the father's angle. The father maybe by will, and maybe thereafter she marries to her husband, and the husband contributed to the development of the property. What I mean development, building of that property, and they want to divorce. He says the man should go empty. When divorce was never speculated at the time the thing was being built, that would not be fair to the man, just like it will not be fair to the woman. So it's you who want to take everything. You're also greedy. You're also greedy. You want to take everything, deny the woman. But if you have any other property somewhere, it's okay, take this one, let me take this one. It's also fair. That's why I said depending the circumstances of each case. Then the other speaker, again, something struck in my mind now. That a gift during a marriage, maybe the father gave the daughter a gift during the marriage, that is for the marriage, it becomes a common property. It becomes the property of both parties. But you see some people say, the man will claim sole ownership. That's what I think. The man will claim sole ownership. The woman may claim sole ownership. If it is for the purposes of the marriage, that it was gifted, it's your property, the both of you. That's what I think.
Yes, the next one.
And then someone says the court has awarded some properties, but you can't have access to the property. What do you do?
Yes, the man said he believes settlement as alternative dispute resolution is the best, and I think so, and I encourage everyone to do that. Sometimes swallow your pride. Like this morning, I acted what I preach. You know, I called somebody, I was not happy with him, with the way he was to do something. It's my money. But I said, as a family member, let me not do it. I put a call across. Sometimes you swallow your pride just for peace sake. You do it. So settlement is possible. But if you think you want to stop the judgment of a court at the final stage, not high court, possibly there becomes an appeal, then there becomes a Supreme Court judgment, you can't stop it. You can't stop it unless the person has not taken necessary steps. You can't, as an individual, you cannot. We may have government frustration, yes, but we have always seen once it is Supreme Court, the government even obey. You cannot. But the best option remains that parties should always try settlement. If you try, you fail, there is nothing wrong for you to try again. If it fails, there is nothing wrong for you to keep trying. But litigation should always be the last option. Because sometimes it does not bring the intended peace or joy. Then, again, I think the second speaker made mention of no need for divorce, just apply wisdom. I agree with him to a large extent, but I run away from his own point from also a large extent. There are some issues you see and you say, this man divorced with this woman. There are issues you say, this woman divorced with him. Yes, we as Christians may strictly follow the biblical stand as to no divorce. But the Bible never incorporated all those silly actions of either of the partners. You know, you can say because the Bible says fornication, except of fornication, and the woman sleeps with your uncle, sleeps with your brother, sleeps with this, and she has no sense in her, and you say the man should remain. And the same thing applies to the man. The man may be a pedophile, sleeps with everybody, and you say the woman should remain. And if you can condone it, no problem. But what if the man beats? If the man is hostile, what if the woman is hostile and she has attempted to kill you twice or thrice, and you want to remain? Outside that, there are issues. One of my friends, not my friend, but the lawyer, I will not mention the name, and her ground for divorce was everybody was angry. That the mother used to visit, the mother-in-law used to visit, the brother-in-law used to visit, they don't have their privacy. I was thinking that the husband was possibly a foolish man. But fortunately, the husband, when he said, the court was forced to ask her, what does the husband do? He said, my husband is a medical doctor. Well, is he working? Yes, he's a medical doctor working somewhere. I will not mention. The whole court found that the woman. You know, such a thing, you apply sense. You use common sense. You must contain the family. You must manage. There are issues that ordinarily divorce ought not to be the answer. There are issues that you talk about it and you let go. Most often you continue. If you watch those of the children, when children are involved, the court is always slow to pronounce dissolution of the marriage. But when children are not there, the justice of court will just dissolve it within the shortest possible time, so that you go and find your way elsewhere if you are not compatible. But when children are involved, people should think, they should reason, particularly the children. Certainly, I assure you, it affects the children. Divorce affects the children.
All right, let's take other calls. So, Barrister, just hold on. 0810-9510-951. Oh, we can also look at messages. Hi, Max and the guest. The truth must be told. Oh, no, this is not... This one says, if his wife decides to pack out from the house without his knowledge and she went to court for divorce and he has properties, would the court share his properties with her? Barrister.
If somebody, maybe for fear of anything, packs out of the marriage, packs out of the home, it doesn't eschew her from divorce. In fact, the law, one of the grounds is that the both parties must have lived apart for 2 years. You must have lived apart, and the marriage must have succeeded for around that 2 years also. So the fact that the woman packed out, even if the man packed out on his own too, it doesn't stop a sharing. Somebody who is worthy of a thing, it now becomes a ground to deny it. No, it does not. It does not. But one thing you must note, everybody should know, is that dissolution of marriage, that is divorce itself, after its pronouncement, is not permanent. What I mean is not permanent. It does not mean the parties cannot reconcile. So those who had divorced before now, hearing this, the court will not give a perpetual order to say you cannot meet again, love cannot rekindle. You understand me, Lucky Maxwell?
Yes.
Somebody has asked me this question that I and my wife will divorce and we want to come back again. The only thing you do, you may not go back to do your traditional right anymore, but if you want to be bound by the legal marriage, the court marriage, or as lawyers may call it, marriage under the act, you will now go by the same process of publishing it, filling your necessary forms, and waiting to be joined again at the marriage registry. That's the only thing you do. But when divorce is pronounced, it does not mean that parties cannot come back and continue living together, or maybe have a rethink for the sake of the children and come back again. It doesn't stop that. It's just divorce with respect to the agreement between the parties and no more.
All right, let's take more reactions. Let me take messages now. All right. Okay, Chisom says, why divorce when two couples have built an empire together? That's what he's saying. Why would people divorce? Good morning, Lucky Maxwell. Can a court judgment be enforced 4 years after it was given? Akan is sending in this. Can a court judgment? Barrister?
Yes. The court judgment can be enforced anytime. But you may now, if it's been so long, you may now, under the judgment enforcement rules, you may apply to the court for such enforcement and it will be activated. The judgment of court does not expire.
Okay.
Yes. The judgment is not said to be for 10 years, after 20 years, unless it is so pronounced.
Okay.
But judgment is judgment.
Let's take this reaction. Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, Lucky Maxwell.
Yes, Wellington.
I want to ask my barrister. Barrister, I bet let I speak this in English.
Go ahead.
Traditional marriage. Rivers State House of Assembly for the last past 8 years. Do they have a law governing traditional marriage in case somebody wants to divorce? What is the right of the woman and the right of the man? Is there any law passed by the current assembly and the last 4 years or 8 years? Is there any law talking about our traditional institution? Tell me, let me know, barrister.
Okay, barrister, did you get that? Okay, let me reunite again. This. Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, Lucky Maxwell.
Yes, please, go ahead.
And good morning, the barrister in the studio.
Yes, we can hear you.
My question is, what if in a situation whereby maybe a man and a woman were cohabiting, or maybe they even got married and they have children, maybe 3 children, then they now decided to divorce. Okay, in this situation, and the man decides that the children are his, he doesn't release any child to the woman. Is that right?
Okay. Barrister, you got that?
Okay, Master, I didn't get this last one. But I got that of Wellington somehow.
Okay, treat the one of Wellington. I'll bring this other one.
Okay, the one of Wellington, yes, there was a law passed, or there is a law passed by Rivers State House of Assembly on women inheritance in their father's property and so on. There is a law. I think that law was sponsored by brother, the then representative of the Omoa people in Rivers State House of Assembly, Honorable Samoge. It was passed by the House of Assembly and is effective. I also think that law is an offshoot. Is a spring, sprang from the Constitution. Because before then, we've had several judgments. We've read several judgments. If a man has a property, and the men, the process of birth was the same father, the same mother, and the man dies dies intestate without sharing his property.
Without a will.
And yes, intestate. And the men will now say, by our custom, women need to inherit. It is that issue has been cleared by the Constitution long ago. It has been cleared. Freedom from discrimination by reason of sex or birth. It is there already. So if you do that, you are discriminating. And the court will frown at you. That's why I said, if your custom, you think the court will rewrite that custom for you. But because I always say it on air, equity is the vigilant, not the indolent. The judge will not go there and do it for you. You bring your case to the judge, canvass it very well, sell your point, and you get it. So it's already there. It's already embedded in the Constitution. That law of Rivers State only expanded it, maybe, or made it clearer to those who may not have understood it as it is contained in the Constitution. The Constitution clearly says no person shall be discriminated on reason of sex. That's whether you're male or on the grounds of because he's a female or birth. That's freedom of discrimination. So, or because the person is this one day we will treat this issue because the person is a cripple. And traditionally, he becomes the old man. The thing gets to him. You will not say he will not become your chief because he's a cripple. That's discrimination. You understand what I'm saying? That's discrimination by reason of birth. Then because the person is a woman, that's the discrimination by reason of sex.
Okay.
These things are already internalized in the system of law. They are already rooted in the large tree of law.
Okay, Barrister.
We don't tend to take advantage over it.
So, Barrister, the other person talked about a couple divorced, and then the man has refused to release the children. He doesn't want the woman to have access to the children. He's asking, is it correct?
If they've divorced, there must be a pronouncement by the court. Not just separated or no pronouncement. No court will say don't have access to the children unless the woman has a communicable disease that was established in the court. And the court may say, okay, we're in modern times, talk to them on video. Because of SY disease, you may not have contact, you may not access them. But access is as of right to the person who is dispossessed of custody. It's a right. No court will say don't have access. No court. So if there was divorce and for any reason she's being refused access to the children, then she should go and enforce it. She can go to family court and enforce it. Family court, yes, she can go there and enforce the judgment of that court if there was a divorce. If there wasn't a divorce, possibly, let's say there was a traditional divorce, if two families sat and pronounced divorce, she can go to family court, just at Moscow Road here. It's not much, and she can enforce it. Now, in the next 1 or 2 weeks, as soon as she see her children, she will have good access to the children.
All right, let's take this one. Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning. Lucky Maxwell.
Robin Major.
Yes, greetings to you once more, and greetings to our brother, Victor Oko. Happy Valentine to you, Victor. You see, I was not supposed to talk. I was doing the listening for this program. But I had to call because of what the barrister had just mentioned about the law. Lucky Master, did you hear him? Discrimination has been captured in Nigerian Constitution, 1999 amended. But shockingly, under this government, they supervise a policy that brought in Band A, Band B, Band C, discriminating against Nigerians. That is my anger, Lucky Maxwell. And I tell you, the Constitution provides, even if you go to section 34, that says, oh my God, Lucky Maxwell, God bless you, happy Valentine. God bless Barrister Victor.
Give us a good point to fight. To have one score, and thank you. I think that is also discriminatory. You don't serve some person's lives more than the others. Yes, that's also discriminatory. They said for no reason. If you go down the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which is domesticated in Nigeria, you see further clearer picture on this, even in business wise. That's why you always see the bidding process. Even if we do it wayo and paddy, but you see they will make the process somehow transparent and chuck it from the back. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Victor Oko, for coming on the show. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you, Lucky Maxwell.
Please bring fufu from the village. Bring fufu from the village.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, that's what you can take on this segment. I have more questions here, but we can't take it. Time is not always a friend. We'll take a short break and then we'll come back for Family Circle today. The core needs of a marriage. I think the young people need to also know, even including those who are married, what are the core needs in a marriage? I will even ask our guest, that same question I asked last week that someone brought up. The man is paying school fee, there's rent, paying rent, feeding is there, everything. Yet the woman says, they try. What do women really mean by the man is not doing enough? What do they mean by that the man is not doing enough? Our guest will answer that question in the course of the conversation. The core needs of a marriage. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. That's what we're going to be looking at.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Complete everything that I need. I know I gave you trauma, but
but you're still there for me.
for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart, and that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
She might not be perfect, but you have a good wife. When there are things that are characters or that are acceptable. You have a good wife who is doing both domestic, who is assisting you, who is it, and you are just doing her anyhow. No, now. Value how. You have a good husband who is breaking his head, paying the bills, even assisting you in doing domestic chores, even though he doesn't, probably because that's not his strength. But you don't value him. You say he's not doing enough. You want kill the man. Please value them. You have children. Maybe the only crime they have committed is that this one is not too good in mathematics, or this one is not too good in English. But you have children who are not giving you any source of concern. You don't know what you have. I mean, what I mean when if your children becomes a concern to you, you won't be able to concentrate. You are spending money. The child is just going this way, doing all manner of. But you're spending money, sending them to the best schools, doing everything. But you have children who are respectful, loyal, they are good, they are taking the academics. They might, fault in one way or the other, but at least they are pushing for, and you don't value them. You just treat there are people. I'm wondering, when people just treat their children anyhow, I don't understand. Like, you see some men will just abandon their children. Like, you just abandon your children. Children that some people are looking for. You just abandon, you just leave them, abandon your family, you just run away. Hey, I used to wonder, you just abandon your children. You have good money, you just abandon them, you're gallivanting up and down. Then if woman even abandon children, I even wonder, because it's not too known for women to abandon their children. Please, your family is very, very, very important. Value that man over your head, though. You see that man? He might have his flaws, but he's not disgracing you around the street. You know, there are some men who used to, and there are some women who used to disgrace their family around the street. All right, the core values of marriage. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Mrs. Dupeake is joining us. She's a relationship coach. She's a mother of 6 boys. She's a marriage counselor. She's also a marketer. I've not talked about that part. She's also a marketer. She's a teenage teacher. When it comes to how to bring up your teenage children, she's an expert in that. I've told her to write a book on how to raise boys. How to raise boys. And everything that will be contained in that book is practical. You know, there are things you can't find in any book. But there are some books, when you read it, you get impacted because the person who wrote the book wrote his practical experiences. Practical experience, even in the medical field, what they taught you in school, sometimes you meet some situations you will never find in any book. You never saw in any book. Yes, there are some situations like that. That's where you now need inspiration from God. How do I handle this matter? Ben Carson, what he did, he didn't read it from any book. It was an inspiration from God. No book can capture every issue. Yes, book will give you the foundation. You have a fair knowledge of how things should be. But there are some striking situations you meet, either in medical field, in geography, in physics, in any field, that you need an inspiration from God to be able to solve that problem. What we learned in school is good, is beautiful, is wonderful. When you come out of school and you get into life, the case is a little bit different. Though. You now need, even in law, it's the same thing too. There are some cases you meet. Barrister Victor will always say, there are some cases you meet. You have to go back and do deep thinking on how to go about this matter. That one, you will not go and quote section this, subsection this. You know, go work. You need deep thinking. Mrs. Dupe, thank you for joining us.
Thank
Welcome.
you, Mr. Maxwell. It's always a pleasure to be on Today 95.1 FM. Thank you, listeners, for listening. I was talking to someone recently. The person was like, the young folks, the job you're doing is a very great work, and it's really, really applaudable. But the young generations, most of them don't listen to radio again. That I would love it if you could take this beyond the radio, so that we'll be sure that there is the people that really needs this are hearing it. So I just laughed and told him that if they really need it, they will find a way.
Before we go ahead, someone asked this question. A man said he's asking on behalf of his friend.
Okay.
He said, from the little knowledge he has, the man does basic bills and everything. But the wife still says he's not doing enough. What does that mean? You're a woman.
Most times what men needs is very, very different from what women needs. The way a man is wired is very different from the way a woman is wired. So he is trying, and then what he understands as care or as love is being a provider. That's why he feels he's doing everything. But what a woman needs is very, very different. In the course of our talk today, I'm very sure if he's listening or his friend is listening, I'm very sure he's going to pick out some things that the woman actually feels should be the core of the marriage. Provision is good. Provision is very, very good, but that's not the foundation, or maybe what a woman really longs for in marriage. So therefore, I'm going to talk on two core values. Number one, for every marriage, one of the reasons God wants people to get married is so that they would be intimately involved. So a marriage without intimacy is no marriage.
Okay.
Once your marriage is not placing value on satisfying each other, then there's already a disintegration which could land into divorce if care is not taken. You need to carefully work on intimacy in the other room and intimacy outside the room. I understand that, you know, it's not every time that intimacy must necessarily end up in sex, but sex matters in marriage, and it's a very core. Many people hold it valuable. You hear, I'm not being satisfied. He's not satisfying me. She's not satisfying me. So intimacy goes even beyond the act itself. You talk with each other. You relate with each other. There is non-verbal intimacy and verbal intimacy. You must, you know, sometimes my husband will call me. Inside my mind, I'll like, I just left the house now. But it also dawns on me that, okay, this man is missing me. You understand? So it's intimacy should be verbal, non-verbal. It should be on every side. If you are not intimate with your spouse, then there's no marriage.
Okay.
The man can communicate. He can talk with anybody around him. He can eat where he needs to eat. But that particular aspect, that goes on in the other room, the man can't have it with everybody. It is only you. You understand? So that when a woman stands and she's like, "Hey, don't touch me, don't touch me," or a woman,
No, that's another issue.
And that's why I'm saying,
because when you're talking about intimacy,
yes,
somebody who's wearing gin to sleep, what is he doing?
No, it's wrong. And that's one of the core values of marriage. Why would you wear gin to sleep? Why? It's in your bedroom. Even if you are in one room and you have children, you still have to find a way to be intimate with each other, because those are the core values. That is really what marriage is all about. If you're in a marriage relationship and the person, you know, does not want to be intimate, I've heard many women say, sex na food. Na food. It is food.
I will later ask Mrs. Harriet.
But it is food, because if you are in marriage and you are not being intimate with your spouse, then it's a no-no. It's a no-no. It will not work. So if you need to get intimate, intimacy is, and then let me tell us something. Intimacy is making sure that there's fulfillment. There's mutual enjoyment. Mrs. Harriet was telling me of someone she had an encounter with, and the person was like, I'm not being fulfilled. How did you meet her? The place he met her, well, and he went ahead to give her mutual enjoyment at the time, but later he decided to stop. He said he didn't want to do that again. But you acted this way and gave her mutual and fulfillment, enjoyment. So she's expecting it. Now, because you refuse to do that again, that particular one, you refuse to do it again, you are now you are now saying that you cannot, she is now saying she doesn't want the marriage. You are now begging, but you refuse to give her. See, sex is not just about the act. Is mutual enjoyment. I want you to understand that mutual fulfillment. Men, for a man, and you asked this question on radio one of those days, that has your wife come before? And the people were, okay, I think it was on Facebook. People were commenting. But the truth is that many women are frustrated with sex because the man is just for his own pleasure. Once he finished, he rolls away, and the next thing the woman hears is she's like wondering, what is it? So that is a core value. The woman must be satisfied, the man must be satisfied. Each and every one of you must find a way of giving each other mutual enjoyment. That's number one, because I want to give Miss Sarah time. Number two, they need to be understood. Many at times you say communication is very vital in marriage. Many people communicate, but are they understood? An average man will say, my wife does not understand me. An average woman will say, my husband doesn't understand me. I'm talking to him this way, he's understanding it another way. The woman will say, the man he said what he wants to say. This is how I understand it. And most times, they are not saying the same language. So one of the core values of marriage is the need to be understood. Everyone in his own capacity wants somebody that will understand them at their own level. That's why a man might have a very good wife in the house, might have a beautiful wife, somebody that everybody envies, but because anytime he communicates or he talks with her, she does not understand him. He just finds it frustrating even starting a conversation, not to talk of being understood. So he rather goes to that little girl that will not challenge him, but that will understand as he's talking. Even if she doesn't understand totally, she will pretend she understands. So you, wife at home, understand your husband. Sometimes it might just take a little effort to learn him. There's sometimes you just feel he's in a chit-chatter attitude. All you just need to do is listen. There's sometimes he really needs your opinion. And in your opinion, you don't lord it over him. You only suggest. And there's sometimes he doesn't even need anything from you apart from just a listening ear. Do you understand him? And husband, there's sometimes your wife just wants to talk. Women, we like talking, right? We love to talk. So you just want to talk. All you just need to do is to listen. And then when we notice that we are talking and you are not listening,
why both of you are echoing the same thing and you are not listening?
And you are not listening. It's a problem. So even if the talk is becoming too much, what we want you to do is to just say, okay, thank you. At least just be following. Okay. We know your mind is on so many things. We know you are thinking about the next school fees. Desiree on the program one of these days said, she feels for men because men, they are thinking of so many things, and then the wife is still busy with her distractions all around. Yeah, just try. Just be. A man needs to be understood. And so when a man in your own life brings up an issue, calmly discern if he just wants you to listen. If he just wants you to put in a little advice, so most times they are not even asking you to proffer solution. They know you don't have the solution, but they just want somebody to talk with. So let me stop there. Then what do women need? Because most times what men need is different from what women need. Women need love. Women need love, more love, more love. And men, they don't know how to love. So most men out there, you need to go and learn the technicalities of love. Like we're celebrating Valentine. Happy Valentine to those of us who it matters to. Women need you at least go out, buy her udara or sweets or something. Because love, in expressing
the one
love.
Talking udara.
Even if it's that. The one that is very sweet.
You are the one calling udara.
The one that is very sweet. Okay. Whatsoever you know your wife likes, the one that is very sweet. Love, you express love by giving. On this day, my husband will say, I don't need a special occasion to say I love you, which is true.
It's an everyday affair.
It's an everyday affair, which is true. But on a special day like this, you can make it more special by making sure you give us something. Women appreciate that. It means a lot. There's no old women where love is concerned. There's no young women where love is concerned. Women loves you to spend time with them. Women love time. Just be there with them. Women loves protection. You protect them from your family. You protect them from outsiders. You protect them from...
Mrs. Dupe,
yes.
When you're trying to protect a woman and she feels you are subjugating her...
Well, that's...
Don't decide for me. I have my own life to live.
She might not understand what you're doing, so you might need to communicate.
There was a time you said you wanted to travel.
Yes.
And your husband looked at it and said, okay, you are not the medical doctor.
Yeah.
You're going to spend a lot of money traveling down there
to
go and see her. Why not talk on video? We'll send the money across, detail a medical doctor to take care of her, we'll get a report, and you stay here and still pray for her.
Well, you have to
Another
communicate.
woman we say
you have to communicate.
He does not want me to go and see my mother.
Family. Yes.
He does not want me. He has been controlling me.
Yes. You have to talk about it. You have to, and then you have to, before that situation happens, make sure your spouse understand that you are not a control freak. Because if you are a control freak, it will dampen whatsoever you want to do in the future. She will see it that you are still controlling her or him. Because some women too are controlling.
Some women the man is not controlling.
He's trying to protect.
A man who loves his wife, right,
will always want to protect.
Who has talked with a friend and they say there is protest in my tree, and the wife wants to go to other judge. Other judge is close to my tree. Yeah. He says, my wife, I don't think you should go out now.
It's not safe.
It's not safe. Because he heard that they are protesting so men are logical, so he has calculated they are protesting. We are in Nigeria now, no be so. Anything can happen. My wife is going to other judge. My wife, why don't you stay? He said, no, he doesn't want me to go out. He doesn't. He's controlling. Not knowing that the man is even trying to protect her. Because if it happens now, if something happens now, a man can reverse sharp, and find his way. But woman, before you go reverse, say hey, and all that. They might have damaged you. God forbid something that happens to her.
Okay, we need to explain to each other. From what we are saying now, there's a thin line between controlling and protecting. There's a thin line. But in your explanation, you need to let her know that all I am saying is because I'm concerned about your safety. If she sees it the way you are saying it, that's why I said one of the greatest need of marriage is being understood. Let her know that it's not that you want to control. You don't derive any gain in being controlling, but in protecting, you are protected because of her safety, your children's safety, even for your own safety. Losing a wife or a loved one at any time is nothing anybody should experience. I was at a place recently. The man's wife, she was hale and healthy, came to deliver, only for them to bring the baby for him, but the wife, no more. The man wanted to beat the doctor. So that is not a case for anybody. We should be very, very careful. If your husband or your wife tells you don't, we should be able to listen to each other. We should be able to understand each other. Another thing women want is they want to be valued. They want to know that they are valuable. They want to know that they are cherished. One of the things that keeps a woman in her marriage is to know that her husband values her. I know I am loved. I know I am cherished. If a woman knows this, I'm telling you, she will not misbehave. She will have no legal rights to misbehave. Because even if she does, everybody will say, you wear this man, they carry like egg. You wear this man, no, even they allow your leg to touch for ground. So it's important for her to know that she's valued. So you might need to tell your spouse today that you value them, you cherish them. Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Harriet, you cooked yesterday?
Yes, I do.
Today, this morning?
As usual. Okay. I always do
what
that.
What did you prepare for him?
I don't want to say it. You use it against me. I don't want.
I will ask him.
He will tell me. Please go and ask him. You like bringing my leg out.
You know, when she was talking about sex, not food, I said I was going to ask you.
Okay,
not food, Mrs. Harriet.
I'm not going to start from there, Maxwell. Please, just give me a break. So let's start this way. Some of the reasons why there's marital breakdown, when expectations are not met, that is one of the core reasons why you see there's breakdown on there are marital issues and everything, because everybody came into the relationship with expectation. So when the expectations are not met, it will bring down that marriage. But when there's a mutual understanding of our role, our core values, what we need to do as husband and wife. I'm a woman, I'm an emotional being. My husband understands that I'm an emotional being. This is what he needs to do. Then as a woman, I know I need to give my husband this respect, because respect is like food to them. Do you understand? So when we know our rules and we play it accordingly, you see all this issue of marriage. Marriage is easy and it's sweet. When both partners, it's a mutual thing. We play our role. So that's why we're having issues. When people get problem for the marriage, they look there and say, look, this is just mutual understanding, knowing your rules and playing it. Do you know perfectly? So for a man, what does a man need? A core need of a man when it comes to marriage from his wife. Do you understand? For that peace will reign in that house. Before we used to say, a way to a man's house is food, but now it's no longer food. It has shifted to respect, submissiveness. That time we used to say, hey, wait, no. There's nothing a man will love than a woman who respects him. I wrote a quote. I said one of the most sophisticated weapons that a woman can use to break through a man's heart, it is submissiveness, defense, submissiveness, respect. You give them that respect, not because they're your husband, because they're also human. Sometimes it's not because they're your husband, but because God has made it, it's a mandatory thing that they are your spiritual head. So they want to get a respect. It's not as if they are demanding it. It's a divine order. So I tell women, yes, it's a divine order.
But because you hear some women say, now only man with the treat us well go respect.
No. That's where they get it wrong. Say if you treat me well, before I go give you respect. No, it's a divine order that you should respect they are your spiritual head. So they are not demanding it. Do you understand? It's natural in them that you should give them that respect. That's why I tell young girls, look, you don't want to take orders for a man, you don't get married. Because it's as simple as that. Because you're already a man. No man wants to control a man. You say you don't want to take orders because you will have to take orders from a man. Because one thing a man likes is a woman who respects them. Men don't succumb to pressure. If you give them too much pressure, no, they attract peace. When a woman comes with peace, the other day I was talking with a group of women. I said, look, I call myself a strong woman. And they say, why do you say you're a strong woman? I say, yes, because I'm a strong woman because I don't fight for control in my house. I only master influence. Influence is the ability to, create an enabling environment for your husband to come in. You understand? He expresses his frustration. You tell him what you need to tell him. You pamper him like a child. You understand? You get what you want to get. That exercising control. That you are a boss. You are hedge. You're always at the edge. You are bossy. You get nothing from a man when you want to claim that you are a man like them in the house. People who have tried it, where they have market for them. Look, and they bend down low. They collect what I won't collect. It doesn't mean that I'm a fool. I'm even getting more than you that feels, it's about control. Recently, I was hearing over the radio of this women feminist group. They say they call themselves women feminists, extreme feminists. They don't get married. They hate men and all that. Then say their leader can't get belly. How manage? You say men no good.
Wait. They hate men, but they don't hate this one.
They don't hate
the center one.
How you say get belly? Come and explain. The group scatter.
And is their leader. Not even secretary. No, President General.
Thank you. So who is fooling who? Do you understand? So call me a fool. I don't care. But as long as I'm getting more. If I want to twist a joke, but I know how to do it. So bend down low. Nothing is happening. You are collecting your shoppings. Men attract women that are peaceful. Yes. Women that create that enabling environment. They can express their frustration without being judged. Men are looking for women that have this emotional validation, who make them feel that their value and their worth is not tied to their provision. That is what men are looking for. Yes.
Because the recent pressure now.
Yes, it's too much.
It is when you have good money that you are a man. That's the recent pressure now. That's why you see some people are going the other way to get money. It's not because they wanted to do that. So I beg, so that I go be man. No. You hear you are not man enough. Sometimes when you hear you are not man enough, now this thing. Now this thing.
Yes.
Say you are not man enough.
So sometimes this is a heavy load on the men because they don't know who you are. Because outside the provision, who are they to you as a wife? Outside provision.
So maybe a woman is loyal when the man has money. The moment the man has one small issue like that, loyalty dies.
That's when you see your real wife. That's when you see your real wife. But a woman who will stand by you through thick and thin, that is a real woman. A woman who knows a divine purpose. That a divine purpose is not because you are providing, you bring. Yes, it's a man. God made it a man should provide. But when things are falling the other way, she will still stand by you because she knew when you had, you were the father of the house, you were everything. So that's what men are looking for. That woman that is humble, respectful. Oh, my wife, my husband, are you back? Do you understand? It makes them feel very valued and comfortable. The next thing is appreciation. A man wants you to appreciate them. No matter how they look or whatever. A man can go and barb her, just you as a wife. Because we like it. That emotional validation. Tell us, we're fine. And men sometimes they want it. If you don't know. You have a haircut. They feel you are sensitive. You're not just only there for their money. Even when their looks are not so good, you pay attention. You see your husband hair rough day to day. They look out. Sometimes you go and check the boxers and know where you replace it. Anything you have, you replace. Those men feel, this woman, is a good woman. Aside, what I provide, she also takes care of me. Do you know that they want appreciation? Say thank you. Especially for their provision. I tell women, don't throw money on the floor for your husband, because that's the worst thing you can do to them. Yes, you boost their ego. You compare them with another man, you destroy them. You destroy them. A man gives you money, even if it's small, it's not much. The first thing you will say, and a person give you money now you walk out. Do you know what it takes to walk? You walk 1 naira. Do you understand? Now, this economy that is not smiling at anybody, he has given you 1 naira. But because of this economy, it will not be enough. First of all, accept that money. Don't throw it on the floor. My husband, thank you. That's what I do. Even when sometimes your husband will still give you money based on what he has been giving to you before, not until you open your mouth and communicate in a respectful manner. My husband will give me money sometimes based on what he has been giving to me. What I do, first of all, I accept it and say thank you. I will see the alert, and he has already gone to work, and I say, I'll call him. Oh, Dogu, hail him first. But I don't have reservation because it's not enough. So when he comes, you study his mood. How is he? Has he eaten? He's calm. You pull him. You tell him, look, I don't know if they've even increased your salary, because now things are really difficult. But then you will need to do a top up because of the economy right now. Whose husband you will tell that kind of thing that will say, you are a fool, you are stupid, get out, you know how much I've been paid? No, because you're told, and your manners of presentation. So when you are talking to madam right now, sometimes the way the men also talk to the women, sometimes if people talk to your wife like that, you imprison the person. So presentation skills matter. You were telling your wife not to go to this place. How did you say? How was your tone? Because sometimes these men are so harsh. They make these women feel devalued. The presentation skills matters. That's where appreciation comes in. My husband, thank you for this. But it's not going to be enough. If there's a top up, you top up. So men wants you to appreciate them. And the third one is the other room. I know I was going to come to the other room. That's why I kept quiet. When we get married to our husbands, then we can't wait to have them. Do you understand? During the first stage of our marriage, I call it the endearment stage. You understand? Where everything seems to be working. There's a flow between you and I and every other thing. Women will wear beautiful nightwear, waiting for their husbands and every other thing. But now, after they give back to children, they don't wear anything. Invest in nightwear. Men are vigilants. They are carried by what they see. Do you understand? Sometimes you compare this man, they reject you. Why did they reject you? They see that thing. And women feel very insecure after they don't born 2, 3 children. They might still like you. Even if you say your body, your breasts don't flat. No. He knows that this is not how he met you from the very onset. So he still like you. Because women rushing and feel very insecure that their body is not fine. No, your husband is not complaining. He knows the process. The 9 months, the trimester, what you went through. He knows. Just wear that beautiful nightwear for them. Because sex is not a short. Because sometimes women think it as it's a short now. As work. No, it's a beautiful thing. It's not a dirty thing. It's a blessing that God has given to man and woman, husband and wife, to garnish the relationship. So it shouldn't be seen as a duty or chores. So let me come to the woman. Let me not be like as if I'm so biased. What the women need? The number one thing I tell men is attention. Attention and affection. The core need of a woman is not sex, because sex for a woman is not physical. But to a man, it's physical. If a man wants it, he won't get time. But a woman, no, he needs to do a preamble. From the very onset, tell them, give them that sweet word. Because women are carried by words, whether you like it or not. You say a woman when you will say you don't ever accept this man. But after some time, you say this woman don't fall for this man. Don't marry her. Now words, because we are carried by words with the year. That's why I always want men. Accept your wife. Tell them how beautiful they are. Like this thing they make them. If they appreciate them, then they come to pray for you. They're going to pray for you because they make their hearts sweet. Because they're emotional beings. They need to be emotionally connected to you before you will get them. So that attention and affection, a woman needs it. My wife, thank you. Sometimes I cook for my husband. Now he give me money, I go cook. Do you understand? But he knows that money will not go to the market to cook that food, to bring it to the table. My wife, thank you. Well done. You go for school runs, you come. Sometimes a woman is just looking for a man that will say, okay, how was the day? Were you able to meet the school runs? How far now? How your business? What of that light bulb? Have you fixed the light bulb in your shop? Okay, don't worry. I'm coming to fix that light bulb. Simple as easy. Just showing that attention and affection to them. They are cooking. Sometimes I'm cooking in the kitchen. My husband just come and ask me, tell you they sweat now. I must sweat and before we eat this food. Look at you. Come and sit with me. We are not eating. We watch film together. You know what that means? It makes me feel valued. And it makes me want to do more for him. So that's something a man needs, a woman needs. Attention and affection. The numbers of words we say on a daily basis, it doubles yours. Men are news in brief, headline only. They don't like details. But women, we like details. CNN. And CNN will be. Yes. So that is why God kept you there, for you to listen to us. Because we are created differently. You understand? There's a mutual understanding. Sometimes your wife say your husband know they like talk too much. You should go say understand sometimes. The time where you say yes, he listens. Then the husband should also sit down and listen. Even when the thing they pass this ear, the pass one will come outside. But just listen, say and I say it can't happen. So you come from Congo by the banana, Yes. She wants to tell you that details because she knows she cannot go outside and start talking to a stranger. You are the only person that he sees. So just affirming your wife, telling them how beautiful they are. Don't let them, they don't need external validation. They need a validation from you. That's why you see women, they expose their emotional space. And before you're like the story I told us today, you understand? It was because the man was never doing it. You make these women become very vulnerable. Their emotional space become very vulnerable because you don't tell them. So once some other person, a woman who is on their divine purpose, somebody just come and tell her and say, eh, I'm not even marrying me. Say, never tell me when you say, I'm fine. See, this person they tell me, eh, so I'm fine. Before you know it, they get your wife. You understand? You're starting from afresh. So these things are simple. Very simple. If we can do them together, come as husband and wife, perform our roles, we will not have issues in marriage. Let me end here. I think we're getting...
Let's take this.
Nice.
Good morning.
Maxwell.
Doctor.
Happy Valentine to everybody there.
We wish you
Madam
same.
Harriet, Mrs. Dube, and Maxwell. Yeah, this topic is coming today. Yeah, on the issue or the topic of how can one satisfy your partner in marriage. Let me say I'm a man now, how to satisfy a woman. But I believe that some of us have set standards for ourselves before we marry. For example, somebody, a girl that is using vibrator now, you know what I'm talking about, use that kind of thing. When she get married, which kind of man will be able to satisfy that kind of girl? Who? You see? Or somebody that is taking business flight now to Abuja for some runs. Tomorrow she get married to a man that is not that worthy of that. What kind of money do you give her that will make her feel okay? So most times the life we live before marriage, the standard we set for ourselves is a determinant of how we now, that is what now make us to, is what informs us differently on the measure of satisfaction or what satisfaction is actually all about. If I'm providing food, I pay bills, gas, everything, children bills, I'm there. Today, if I say now, I promise to take my wife out from my but she's not aware of that. I've told her. I'm sorry, I've made up my mind. I'll just say, let's go. Fine. It's normal. Emotional, this thing. A man must do that, but she's my girlfriend, I'll take her out. So, but you see so many do all these things. And some people, because of what the life they lived before, which I think that will meet up that standard, that they were doing many things. Both women too, a man that was doing many things, lady. How can you satisfy that kind of woman when she was using 5 girls to play around at the time?
Thank you.
So that is what I think that is an issue. This satisfying this or satisfying that. So we should be moderate. But the life we live is very important before marriage. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
I agree with you, Doctor. That's why the young people should be listening online. If you have any young person around you, encourage them to listen at this time, because the life you live, even before marriage, it will follow you after marriage. It will affect you after marriage. That's why you need to start working on yourself even before marriage. If you have 100 boyfriends, 200 friends, and you think that after marriage you will be able to
cohabiting with someone.
Yes.
They have bonded soul to soul.
Yes.
Then she not attached, then
And
don't marry someone else. Ego haro.
No.
So the selection stage, the selection stage, who did you get married to? Matters. That's what we are saying.
Let's take this. Good morning.
Where the mad piece?
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, Wellington.
This program is one of my best programs. I dey call my younger sisters, my cousins, say, come, tune in. Man, I no come stay here too long, and I don't reach 23. I go pursue and I for ask. Me, I know they take nonsense. Position.
Hello, Wellington. Oh, your line just went off. All right, this one says, good morning, Maxwell, and the wonderful ladies. I'm Patrick from Port Harcourt. Unsatisfied woman, even after the man is providing and trying in the inner room, how can you satisfy a woman who was using vibrator before marriage? It seems to me that the kind of lifestyle we are exposed to is a challenge. Also, the standard we set for ourselves is also a challenge. Someone who used to fly business class to see a boyfriend or sugar daddy before marriage can never be satisfied if married to one with less income. Good morning. Go ahead. Good morning. Go ahead. Yes, Wellington.
So my wife, my program is decided to be a friend online. To follow her up, because I tell her, say, you need to follow up, as I go up, you need to follow, because me, I be that kind of man where they carry, they lovely. You have to follow up, not be they follow nonsense trend. I want to madam, feminist double get or man, double standard. So that time, as a man, if you want to marry, please look at the past of that lady. Very, very vital. It's a critical component to marry. If you don't do that, please don't marry. Otherwise, you can't keep the standard. That begins at home. In fact, that begins at home.
Thank you, Wellington.
Can I put in something on that? If you marry a woman with a past, for example, two people now have mentioned the issues of vibrator. Learn how to use the vibrator on her too. So that the two of you will be rolling in the same place. Is it not mutual love, mutual intimacy? Why must you leave her to be hosting after the things she used to enjoy yesterday, and you would not allow her to say it? You knew she was using a vibrator even before you married her. Did you not know? Some of them know.
Some of them know.
Many of them know.
Yes, some of them know.
They know.
They know.
Well, we encourage celibacy before marriage. You must continue. That's the thing. Whatever you started with, continue with it. That's what gives her pleasure. See, the thing there is that make sure you give each other mutual pleasure. If she's using it on another man, that's where it is sin. But if it's between you, the two of you, in marriage,
concern. Max, if my wife wears jean to sleep on the bed, I will leave that room. That room will not contain both of us, because wearing jean to lay on the same bed, which means I am no longer loved.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah, that's
I
what it
guess
means.
should advise them, because intimacy is not only a thing a woman can offer in marriage, and that's why they use it to wicked men when they have little issue at home. You know, I've addressed that issue before. The fact that you had misunderstanding with your husband or with your wife does not stop that area.
In fact, that's where sorry. It's most men will say sorry. Come now. Why did he say come now? He just means
Some people use it as a bargaining tool.
As women use it as a weapon.
Yes. Some men too. Some men also use it. But most times it's from the women's angle.
Okay.
They use it as a bargaining tool. Oh, you know, buy August wrapper for me. Come, enter me. I see now. It now looks as though you are. Are you selling it?
Are you selling it? They should go and look at the Bible.
Let me take this. 7. Max, I have a family friend in UK. The wife doesn't like to keep hair on her honeypot down there, but the husband likes to see it hairy before he can be turned on. If it is shaved, it is a turn off for him, but the wife likes shaving it like bottom. Also, the wife likes being given ishi, abi, whatever. But the man likes giving it only when the place is hairy or bushy. If he sees a heavy bush, he puts his and he's comfortable enjoying it fully because she feels that the hair they are mixed, whatever. So what is the problem now? They should set it.
I think
that's where the mutual understanding comes in.
If I like to say something here, the two of them need to sit down and talk. Many couples don't talk about this area, and this is the main reason why they got married in the first place. It's not only for children, it's for mutual satisfaction. Hello, it's for mutual satisfaction. So you need to talk about it. I like it this way. I get on this way. This is what I have experienced in the past. If you want me to do this for you, since you like it, help me also to do this. I like this. The two of you will now come to a place of compromise. Marriage is a place of compromise. You win some, you lose some. It's not that I must shave all the time because I like to look clean, feel clean. And your husband says, okay, don't be clean. I like you like this. This is for me now.
Don't be clean. Make it a dirty for me.
I like it like that way. So,
I like it that way.
You need to look at it intimately and talk about it. See, open your mouth and talk. Today is Valentine. Use today to talk about this matter.
You know that God will hold your hand like this. I mean, looking at us. I say, these children, you people are troubling me.
Paris is easy. I don't know
which one is shave and not shave again.
Is there anything about it? Please, sir.
But let the woman understand. Let the woman understand. It's a mutual understanding.
No.
That's why communication is everything. It's everything. The make and break of any relationship is communication. Sit down. It's a mutual understanding. Your wife doesn't like it, but you like it, and this is what turns you up. Do you understand?
Many men are not understood. Many women are not understood. Okay, the woman wants to shave. Okay, the man, you too. Think about it. She feels very unclean when she's not shaved. So what can we do to make sure that there's mutual understanding?
But I think in this case, if you ask me, I would just tell the woman, it can be bushy. You can just keep it not so bushy.
Okay, just trim it.
Just trim it a little. Do you understand? Because there are some men who wants it, but naturally God put it there. It's natural. It's God that made it. Do you understand? But sometimes you leave it and it becomes too bushy, becomes dirty and everything. So you can just make it mild. No, don't remove everything. Do you understand? So that you still feel it and your husband still gets what he needs to get. That's where the mutual understanding comes in.
All right.
I think so.
Lifa says jeans to sleep for bedroom with husband or Diego. Good morning, Mr. Maxwell. Yeah, so some women sleep with Gino. You don't know. They use it as a bargaining tool.
Yeah.
This one is lengthy. I'll just read it quickly. This may not be the only question I may ask, but please tell me what you think on this one first. I'm a guy who believes my girlfriend problems are not my responsibilities because she's not my wife yet. Saying that that is not my responsibility doesn't mean she cannot ask me for something. If she does ask, and I have, I'm going to do it for her if I can afford it. Now, this is a problem we're having. We've been dating for years now and have decided that it's time for me to get married, but coming to look at my girlfriend educationally, she's not up to my standard, but this is a lady who is very hardworking, so I told her that I'm going to register her into an adult education, and at the same time, I'm also going to get her shop for her to continue her business over here in River State, because she's not based here in River State. And yes, we do this relationship, and I'm going to do this slowly, so it will not shock me financially, but she has a problem. What's the problem? I live in a family compound, I have my own apartment, we're in a family compound, and she's not comfortable staying in that place. It's not like my family has ever given her issues before any time she comes to visit. In fact, they even support her more than that is their son. She wants me to go out and get my own outside house, outside my family, but the way my family were brought up, our mom took care of us. You have to forward this message. It's lengthy. Anonymous. You have to forward it to Mrs. Harriet, Premier Women. Just send it as a message to Premier Women, as a message. Then send it to Dupe Ake on Facebook as a message. DUPEAKEH. Premier Women. PREMIERWOMEN. It's lengthy. We can't read it today. Okay? Okay. We're out of time.
I know. This is a very interesting one. Out of time.
Don't send it. They will address the matter.
Address it, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Michael. We've seen it. The guests have addressed it now. They should sit and talk.
Yeah.
And look for if it's a limit, arrange it in such a way that they can flow.
Yeah, they can flow. Yes.
But it's important.
It's a win-win.
It's important that they find,
a common ground.
A common ground. They must flow if that marriage will continue.
Okay, I should call the name again. Dupe Ake, DUPEAKEH, as in H. Dupe Ake. Then Premier Women, PREMIERWOMEN. Premier Women on Facebook. Just send a message to them. Yeah. They will address whatever issue you have. Thank you, Mrs. Harriet, for coming.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary. Because we are the voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Voice of the people.
And we're back. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. This is the World News on your premium talk radio today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. And the headlines: Senator Ndume welcomes U.S. military support in Nigeria's fight against insurgency. INEC addresses concerns over its recently released timetable and schedule of activities for 2027, court over coup plot allegations. I am Lucky Maxwell. The lawmaker representing Borno South, Ali Ndume, has expressed belief that the U.S. military support for Nigeria's fight against insurgency is a step in the right direction. Ndume spoke in a live television monitored from Port Harcourt, argued that the country needs all the help it can get to crush insurgency, saying the Nigerian government have been looking for such support for a long time and have made many efforts to get it, but have failed. The former chief whip of the Senate said now that Nigeria government have the window of opportunity, it must utilize it, disclosing how he had complained many times that the major setback in the fight is a lack of certain resources. About a week ago, General Darwin Anderson said both countries have increased collaboration in defense and security. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has officially released a timetable for Nigeria's 2027 general elections, detailing key dates for voting, party primaries, campaigns, and voter registration. According to the schedule, the presidential and National Assembly elections will be conducted on Saturday, February 20, 2027, while the governorship and state houses of assembly elections will take place 2 weeks later on Saturday, March 6, 2027. INEC also announced timelines for political party activities, adding that campaigns for the presidential and National Assembly elections will run from November 18, 2026 to February 19, 2027. Meanwhile, campaigns for governorship and state assembly elections will commence on December 15, 2026 and end in March 5, 2027, exactly 24 hours before the respective election days in compliance with electoral regulations. The electoral body further stated that the continuous voter registration CVR will commence in April 2026 and conclude in January 2027, giving eligible Nigerians ample time to register or update their voter information. Political parties are expected to conduct their primaries between July 1 and September 30, 2026, after which they must submit their list of candidates to the Commission between October 1 and October 31, 2026. The final list of candidates will be published on November 15, 2026. Meanwhile, Nigeria's major opposition political parties have expressed readiness for the 2027 general elections following the release of the timetable by the Independent National Electoral Commission demanding credible and transparent polls. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, the New Nigeria People's Party, and the African Democratic Congress said they were prepared to participate but stressed that the integrity of the process would determine the legitimacy of the outcome. Political parties are expected to conduct primaries between July 1 and September 30, 2026, and submit their candidate lists between October 1 and October 31, 2026. The PDP National Working Committee, aligned with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, said the party was fully prepared for the elections. In a statement, the committee's National Publicity Secretary, Jungudo Mohammed, urged members and aspirants to remain focused, assuring them that internal dispute and pending litigations will be resolved ahead of the primaries window. Separately, the Tanimu Turaki-led National Working Committee of the PDP also declared readiness for the polls, provided INEC guarantees free, fair, and credible elections. The NNPP welcomed the timetable but urged INEC to use the intervening period to prepare for an election acceptable to Nigerians and the international community. The party spokesperson, Ladipo Johnson, expressed concern over the 873.778 billion naira budgeted for the election, describing it as excessive. The ADC also welcomed the timetable but said the credibility of the elections would determine on transparent procedures, particularly the real-time electronic transmission of results. In a statement, its National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, said, while the early release of the timetable allows for proper planning, public confidence would rest on INEC's commitment to transparency and technological integrity. He urged the Commission to clarify its readiness to adopt real-time transmission if legal amendments are enacted and called on the National Assembly to remove ambiguities in the Electoral Act. In the meantime, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has addressed concerns over its recently released timetable and schedule of activities for the 2027 general election, particularly regarding the date fixed for the conduct of the elections. INEC had on Friday announced that the presidential and National Assembly elections will hold on February 20, 2027, while the governorship and state assembly polls will be held on March 6, 2027. The Commission also fixed party primaries between May 22 and June 20, 2026 for the nomination of candidates. However, concerns have arisen from some Nigerians, especially Muslims, over the date of the general election, as they noted it falls within the holy month of Ramadan. They emphasized that the physical demands of fasting may impact voter turnout, logistical, observers, and electoral officers' efficiency. Notable among the voices is former Vice President and former presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, who urged the Commission to reconsider the February 20, 2027 date, citing concerns over its overlap with the Muslim fasting period of Ramadan. A former presidential aide, Bashir Ahmed, also urged INEC to reconsider the dates. Nigeria has secured a major diplomatic breakthrough at the 39th summit of the African Union after obtaining a permanent seat on the African Central Bank Board, strengthening its influence on continental financial governance and economic policy making. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, confirmed the development, describing it as a strategic victory for both Nigeria and the West African sub-region. He also disclosed that Nigeria will host the African Monetary Institute alongside the Continental Apex Bank, noting that the decision followed intense diplomatic negotiations. The summit themed assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Is focused on advancing Africa's long-term development priorities through improved water resource management, sanitation, public health, and agricultural productivity. Nigeria and other West African nations also made gains during elections into the Peace and Security Council, with Côte d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, and the Republic of Benin securing seats, reinforcing regional participation in Africa's top conflict resolution and security decision-making body. Meanwhile, Nigeria raised concerns over Sudan's possible red mission into the AU, citing ongoing internal conflict and constitutional concerns. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. We'll be right back after this short break.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying with us. Now the rest of the news. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Rivers State has confirmed that by-elections will hold in Ahoda East 2 and Kana 2 state constituency on Saturday, February 21, 2026. In a statement by the head of Department Voter Education and Publicity on behalf of the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Geraldine Ekelemo, the Commission said accreditation and voting will commence at 8:30 a.m. across all designated polling units in the affected constituencies. INEC stated that only registered voters with valid permanent voter cards will be allowed to vote, with accreditation to be conducted using the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS. Reiterating its no PVC, no voting policy, the Commission urged eligible voters to turn out peacefully and exercise their civic responsibility. The Niger Delta Integrated Farmers, Processors and Distributors Association of Nigeria have expressed concern over the recent reopening of the Samia border between Kebbi State and the Republic of Benin by President Bola Tinubu. Speaking on the development, the association president Julius Okpaya Warda, in an interview with Olawale Sanusi, warned that the decision to reopen the border could undermine gains made in local agriculture and industrial growth during the previous administration. According to him, the former government restrictions on cross-border trade compelled many Nigerians to embrace farming and local production, adding that the policy contributed to economic stabilization and growth in the agro and industrial sector.
A very hard, decision to make some policies, especially in the area of border closure. It was difficult for us at the time, but as we moved on, Nigeria got used to it, and we tried to see how we could salvage the situation by ensuring that a lot of people went into farming. A lot of people went into not just production, but processing. A lot of Nigerians went into borrowing, built a lot of processing plants here and there, and we were having raw materials from our farms to feed those processing facilities. This is how we should encourage a growing economy like Nigeria to be stabilized.
He further lamented that reopening the borders may lead to Nigeria supporting other economies at the expense of its own.
It's quite unfortunate that we are busy building other people's economy. We are busy creating jobs for other countries. We are busy building the GDPs of other countries. We are busy building other nations. Look at maize, for instance. Look at cassava, for instance. Look at rice, for instance, and other crops. Do you know that Nigerians are importing some of these crops from Benin Republic or other countries through Benin to Nigeria? Nigeria has comparative advantage in producing all of this. We have the land, we have the human capital. The only thing left just enabling environment, create good market, build capacities, bring in machines, encourage modern agricultural practices. And you will see that Nigeria will feed Nigerians. You will see that Nigerians will feed other nations in Africa. You see Nigerians will feed the whole world.
On the foreign scene, Guinea-Bissau's main opposition leader, Domingos Simões Pereira, has appeared before a military court to face allegations of his involvement in multiple coup attempts, accusations his entourage has vehemently denied as politically motivated. Simões Pereira, leader of the historic PAIGC party that led the nation to independence in 1974, was summoned for questioning over his alleged role in at least two coup plots in late 2023 and October 2025. As senior military officers cited many suspicions regarding his involvement in subversive actions, though no formal charges have been detailed. He was initially arrested during the November 2025 military coup that overthrew President Umaru Sissoco Embalo. Freed on January 31, he remains under house arrest, facing separate investigations into alleged financial crimes while being barred from public statements. His lawyer denounced the proceedings as provocative, insisting Pereira has never been an advocate of coup. The PAIGC's headquarters remains closed amid dispute over its flag, while critics note the irony of coup leaders investigating an opposition figure for coup plotting. In entertainment, Afrobeat star Davido has formally withdrawn his legal petition seeking custody of his daughter, Imadi. The singer clarified that his intention had been to secure joint custody with his first child's mother, Sophia Momodu. However, he announced that he will no longer pursue the matter, citing what he described as an ethical breach by opposing counsel. In a statement shared on his official social media platforms, Davido said proceedings took a troubling turn when his late son Ifeanyi Adeleke was referenced during cross-examination. He maintained that while he believed he was effectively arguing for unrestricted access to his daughter, the invocation of his deceased child crossed a line he could not accept. The artist, whose recent album Timeless reinforced his global standing, dismissed online reactions portraying the case's conclusion as a victory for either side, insisting that no one wins in such deeply personal dispute played out publicly. Despite stepping back from the legal battle, Davido expressed a sense of closure, stating that his daughter would, in time, understand that he sought to assert his rights to be an active and present father in her life. To end the news, as a summary of the major stories, we told you that Senator Alin Dume has welcomed the U.S. military support in Nigeria's fight against insurgency. INEC has addressed concerns over its recently released timetable and schedule of activities for the 2027 general election. We told you that Niger Delta Integrated Farmers, Processors and Distributors Association of Nigeria have expressed concern over the recent reopening of Samia border. Guinea-Bissau opposition leader has appeared before military court over coup plot allegations. Uchendu Ejo edited the news. For comment and inquiries, please call 081-838-92850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on todayfmlive.com. On Facebook at Today95.1fm. Instagram at TodayFM951. On X, formerly Twitter at TodayFM951. YouTube Live at Today95.1fm. Good afternoon. I am Lucky Maxwell.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
95.1 FM.
voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Country man, correct holistic ogbonge herbal medicine there. We know they come out for public anyhow like a big masquerade. Full ground as every Christmas have been boundary. Sickness self sabi medicine will pass am. After all, monkey smart now because tree near tree is a forest. Heritage International go use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. We don't become ubarugba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
Hello and welcome to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special New Year promo package. This New Year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. 080-33-111-946. Our topic of discussion is infertility, and I have with me in the studio Dr. Botumba Abiodun. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Infertility is seen in couples whenever a man and a woman is able to stay together for at least 1 year, which is equal to 12 months, without being able to get pregnancy so that they can get fruit of the womb. It is of two types. We have primary infertility, and the second one is called secondary infertility. Primary infertility is seen when a man and a woman have stayed together for at least a year and they are unable to conceive. But in secondary infertility, a man and a woman have been able to have issues or to have even only one, but they intend to get more, which is not forthcoming. That is secondary infertility. So whenever there is infertility, it is very important for the two to join hands together and go for investigations. What makes a man the father of any child is the quality of the semen coming from the man. That a man is able to perform doesn't make him the father of any child. What is coming from a man is gotten from the testicles. In some men, the number of sperm cells can drop, a situation that we call oligospermia. In some, the cells may not even be there at all, a situation that is called azoospermia. Some men do experience a situation where what is coming from them is nothing but only water. All the qualities are not there. There are many factors that can make a man to come under these conditions, part of which is drug abuse. There are some medications that some men do take that are spermicidal. That is, they are killers of the cells that makes a man the father of any child. Not only this, it is possible when a man is exposed to very high temperature, particularly the private part, for the cells to die or get weakened. And that is why the nature in his species did not put the testicles inside our abdomen, because the process of spermatogenesis does not require very high temperature. That is why they are kept in the sac under there, so that the temperature can be a mild one. Not only this, infections that men have suffered from, whether in the past or in the recent, can also destroy all the cells. Even some before their puberty, if they suffer from mumps infection, a viral infection, it can destroy all the tissues that are supposed to produce the cells. Some do suffer from sexually transmitted infections that have been able to get deep into the testicles and destroy all the cells. At times, hormonal imbalance can also affect the quality of semen a man produces. All this can make the man to be the cause of infertility in his family. In women, it is possible for challenges to also result from infections that are poorly treated in women can make a woman to suffer from serious lower abdominal pains, which can spread upward and tend to block the fallopian tube. In some women, drug abuse can be the challenge. Some women, without even having any issue, they take to lifestyle of taking contraceptives. Uterus, or the uterus has been destroyed, all the layers are not complete again. Under that condition, when a woman conceives, in less than 8 weeks, it will drop. Some have fibroids, a mass growing inside the lumen of the uterus that is not giving enough space for pregnancy to grow to maturity. And that's why we say, under this condition, we have to first agree on how to get out of the challenge. And how do one get out of challenge? It is by visiting a competent healthcare giver who will be able to do investigations and know what the root cause of the problem is. It may be from man, it may be from the woman of the house, and at times it can be from both of them. But once the root cause of the challenge is determined, the way out will not be far-fetched. Anytime there is infertility in families, we do advise that mutual understanding is very important. For more enlightenment and advice, the number you can call is 080-33-111-946. 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. Thank you.
All right. You've been listening to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special New Year promo package. This New Year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. 080-33-111-946. Let's take our sponsor's message. Don't go away. We shall be right back.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, where they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support with country healthcare system. Quatliman, correct, bekelistic, ogbonge herbal medicine, they know they come out for public anyhow, like a big basket. Food gram, as every Christmas, have been boundary. Seeking a self sabi medicine, we pass them. After all, monkey smart now, because tree near tree is our forest. Heritage International, go use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition, we don't become Obarogba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
You're welcome back to Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special New Year promo package. This New Year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080-33-111